Yo.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Welcome back.
Hey.
The RPG players have invaded.
Yep. This is a Metaphor ReFantazio, Atlas's second latest installment. I think the latest was remastered. But anyways, Metaphor is much better anyways. Might as well be Persona 6. With me, I have Starta for commentary and Tompa, the one and only. These two guys know nothing about the game.
Yes.
They will just pretend that they know everything, so you can listen, you can follow everything that they are saying. Don't worry about it.
It's true with all RPGs. You just make it up. The plot isn't real. The characters don't matter.
I first saw the game yesterday, so I'm an expert. So
Yep.
You've seen the game?
yeah, I saw it briefly yesterday.
Nice, nice.
When he told me as a joke, you should commentate.
Nice.
I still thought it was a joke until you came and grabbed me.
All right. Anyways, the category for this is going to be true ending on hard difficulty. True ending entails that we'll get the best ending in the game. I will go over this a little bit further into the run, because there's a couple of extra things that we have to do that might not be obvious right away. Anyways, without further ado, I guess we'll get started.
Ready on time? I got
All
a
right,
thumbs up from Vahist.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go, go, go.
All right. Character name was Sonic 2 and 3.
Sonic 2 and 3, all lowercase, and as an actual word.
Okay.
I can also let you know just now by an absolute landslide, English is winning.
English.
Ooh.
It was Japanese before, and it's twisted.
Sonic 2, word and lowercase.
Wait.
3.
Then
Yep.
I have to change it at the first convenience because it is currently on Japanese.
Oh, okay then.
I was not aware because Japanese was winning. earlier.
Japanese was winning. In fact, Japanese is winning.
Are you not giving the people what they want? How dare you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. We've got 3 hours. Don't complain about a minute and a half.
I have to get into the game to actually get into the settings. All right. Anyways, story-wise, we just got stranded in the desert, quite literally. Okay, let me change
Thinkable.
English. There we go. All right. For now, we're just going to avoid everything. We can't actually really kill any of these enemies because they're too strong. So we're just going to try and get out of here as quickly as possible.
Are we
at
at that point in the start of our RPG where you haven't got your powers yet?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly where we are. TLDR, the prince was cursed. We're on the quest to save the prince by assassinating the person that cursed him to lift the curse. That is the TLDR of the story.
Objective is to kill someone. Sounds good.
Yep. All right. So the game wants us to go straight ahead as it showed us by zooming in, but we're just going to go to the left because it's slightly faster. Not sure why this works because it's a completely different direction. All right. Also, you might have noticed I am using turbo for this run. It is allowed, and it is a lot more convenient. I think more RPGs especially should be doing this.
Long RPGs, multiple.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't really favor you with like specific tricks or whatever.
Yeah. Smashing is a skill for certain things, but when it's just spamming text boxes for 6 hours,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, it's not.
So how different is this gonna be to a normal prey food game? Are there
How
big
different?
big glitches and skips and stuff, or are we just gonna see?
No, it's just making clever use of game mechanics. The game is actually fairly stable when it comes to being able to break it or not. And unfortunately, we're not very able to break it.
Not yet, that is.
All right, so our objective is to head to the recruitment center, get enlisted. And here we have 5 choices. I picked the second choice, which gives us... let me type in the name real quick.
You missed the S. You missed the S.
Oh
You missed
my
the S. Capital S, I saw.
Oh, I was told all lowercase.
Yeah, that you just did lowercase.
All right. Yeah, so anyways, there were 5 options. They determine your starting stats. The first one gives you extra strength, second one gives you extra magic, and so on and so on. This route will be primarily putting points in magic, which is different from the current fastest route. But the reason for that is I think personally, Magic has a little bit more diversity and variety in strats, which I think is a little bit better to show off. In a perfect world, it's probably a couple minutes slower. Not that big of a deal. All right, we don't want to save here. So we enlisted at the recruitment center, and now we're on the way to a border fort, as the narrator also kindly told us.
Hey.
All over. And this is going to be where the game kind of starts.
Yeah, it's all slow beginnings in most RPGs, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
Story and crap.
Exposition before you pick up your sword.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet.
Can I get going soon?
All right, we have arrived. We found a buddy.
Okay.
And he's now in our party. Who would have imagined? First adventure, we find a random person that we've never met before, and he becomes our party member. It's peak RPG gameplay.
What's the lore on our little fairy friend?
Sorry?
What's the lore on our little fairy friend? We seem to.
Oh, she's
Sorry. We got Nami.
she's from the. She's a friend of the prince, effectively. Like,
Oh, I see.
the
I
prince
take
of
it you've
their
been
people.
tasked to save the prince from the fairy.
No,
No.
no, the fairy is helping us save the prince.
Look.
She's our. She's basically Morgana. Played P5.
I've not.
Teddy, if you've played P4.
I've not played Persona.
I haven't played either.
She's Tinkerbell.
Yeah, Tinkerbell or Navi or...
Might as well. She's also very annoying.
Yeah, Navi.
Like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Let's hurry.
All right. So
I'm right here.
enemies here. We can dodge them. And this is going to be our first battle. And this will also be where we get our powers. So, first battle, nothing special. You have the good old scripted, oh, you can't win.
There's not a chance you said first battle, nothing special, and then this absolute demon appears on my screen. What on earth am I looking at?
All of,
Beautiful
well, not
design.
all, but most of these are inspired from. Where's Smack? He would know.
Can you tell?
They're inspired from some artwork.
Can you tell that Star's not played an Atlas game?
Yeah, he really has.
I've not.
This is normal.
Yeah, this is very normal for an Atlas game.
I believe it. I believe it.
Someone kill him.
I saw one boss fight before, so I'm prepared at least for something.
A flying four-legged, four-armed winged demon. All right. Now the actual fight. Now we've awakened our powers. They're called archetypes in this game. There is, just like Persona games, there is plenty of them throughout the game.
Are you okay? Looks like it's
And we'll be making use of quite a few throughout the game. Some that would be useful are unfortunately unobtainable due to having very high requirements, and that just takes forever. Or some of them are just not useful at all. Alright, so this is scripted. He will always heal on this turn, and then it will trigger this whole QTE kind of thing where you have your little Tinkerbell fairy friend help you out. So we use that turn to heal because he fully heals anyways, and this way we don't have a chance of dying by accident. And we're just gonna spam Psych on this guy.
This was an easy mode, you said. What are the differences between the different difficulties?
So basically, the only things that change between the difficulties is the numbers on damage dealt, damage taken, experience gain to some extent. I think that's only for the New Game Plus only one, and for safety. But yeah, it's primarily just damage numbers. HP and stuff doesn't change. Okay. At least I don't think so. Also, safety mode has it so that you will automatically, or you can automatically revive if you die.
Gotta heal up quick.
So it's like, if you just want to play the game for the story, You don't want to put too much effort into
Yep.
getting good at the game. All right, we're gonna put these 3 points in magic here. Very important for the next upcoming fights. So that allows us to one-shot, or well, not one-shot, but one cycle one of the enemies effectively. All right.
Well,
Stroll is the name of the guy that we picked up. He got kind of knocked out. Now we're nursing him back and we're taking him along. We met Graius. He's also on the same mission as us. We're supposed to meet him, but he wasn't in the city that we're at. And we met him here. And now we're all three going on the same adventure. Also, if you've never played a Persona game, the game has a calendar system, similar to Persona games. And effectively, every day, you more or less get to choose what you want to do. And you have a deadline for every dungeon set, basically. And as long as you finish the dungeon before that deadline, you're fine. And you can do anything you want outside of that.
And if we don't finish it?
Then you game over.
Oh.
Alright, this is the Overworld combat. Just gonna charge in. Because we're strong enough, we one-shot these without battle, which is perfect. Well, not one-shot, but we kill them without battle. If enemies are, I believe it was 3 levels lower than you can just kill them in Overworld battle like this. You still get experience and everything, which is perfect. Because otherwise, we would spend ages just fighting all these, getting miserable experience. Also have to make sure that I kill all 20 of these, because I need exactly 20 experience from these. Alright, here we go. Get 8 and 6 and 6.
What level are we already if we're 3 levels above these mobs?
We get to level 4,
Okay, they are level 1 mobs.
I think. We might be level 3. But yeah, effectively, if they are far enough below you, you can just kill them. So early on, you don't actually have control of your characters, which is a little bit annoying, because they don't really deal damage. Alright. So this is a tutorial for guarding. They're both targeting the main character, so we'll just guard to not get destroyed, especially because we're weak to fire right now. And now the game tells us about front row and back row. What these two things do, in the front row, you deal more physical damage, and you take more damage, or you take neutral damage, effectively. In the back row, you take less damage, but you deal less physical damage. Or less melee damage, rather. That's actually very important. So for the most part of the run, we're going to be in the back row, except for if we actually need to dish out a decent amount of damage.
I think that's why we're going into a magic build as well.
Yes and no. The physical build plays very similar, except that whenever you deal damage with physical stuff, you're going to be in the front row.
Yeah.
But the boss fights are mostly routed around the fact that you're going to be in the front row, so you can either swap back before the boss gets a turn, or the boss isn't going to kill you.
Or the boss doesn't physical attack.
No, you take more damage from everything in the front row.
Oh, really?
It's just you deal less physical damage. Alright, well, we have to kill these guys as well. We need the experience. Also gonna pick up this. There's random treasures across the map that you can sell for money.
But it says pick up nothing in the notes. You picked up stuff.
Okay, that is remnants of an old round. No, it's just the ESA safety, trust me.
Yeah.
Also, the pick up nothing is for the part before. Alright, the second quote-unquote boss. We have this guy here, which is the recruitment officer, actually. And now he's backstabbing us here, trying to make sure that everybody died in the mission. But we're having none of that. So we're killing the side guys first, because they keep buffing him, and we don't want that. It's almost the same speed as if we would just focus the boss, but it's a little bit more convenient. Because we skip one annoying move that he does, which is guaranteed AoE fire attack, which is bad because the main character is still weak to fire.
I can't believe I'm watching a JRPG where you're fighting a boss with 2 minions that buff him. That's never happened before.
Yeah, that's innovation. Alright. So, the game uses the press turn system, which effectively means if you look at the top left, you see these 3 crystals that we had. Whenever you make your turn, you use up 1. And if you hit a weakness or you crit, then you only use up half of it. All right, so now the archetype system, we'll have to level up. We have to give Graius an archetype here. He unfortunately did not learn one on his own, unlike the main character in Stroll. So we have to give him one manual. We're giving him Mage, and then we're gonna pick up a Warrior on the main character. I know this sounds weird considering that I said we're gonna use a magic build, but unfortunately we don't really have a choice right now because we're very limited on
I'm still getting stronger.
something called Magla, which is... Oh, we're also patting the cat. Very important.
Amen.
Very important, yes.
Is that frame optimal or are we just doing it?
We have to do it.
Oh.
Because petting the cat gives us an item which gives us archetype experience if we use it.
Can you pet a dog in the game as well?
Alright,
Good one now. How'd you do that?
that was unintentional. Had to use the performance fix on this PC, unfortunately. Alright. Before I forget this, I'm going to use this archetype experience item on Graius' mage, because we need him to get to level 2 before the next boss, so he learns his ice spell. Also, you might have noticed we did not equip the warrior archetype on the main character, even though we learned it. Because for now, we still have to destroy some of these boxes, and warrior in the overworld is incredibly annoying because it's very slow to destroy anything, or hit anything for that.
You get like a massive weighty two-hander
Yes.
that takes whatever. Yeah, it's bad.
Exactly that.
As opposed to running around with a little sword.
That was almost bad.
You can't fight these guys in the overworld because they're...
We can fight them, but they are not low enough level,
Yeah.
so we want to avoid doing that.
Yeah, we can go into battle with them. These wolves we should be able to one-shot, I take it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Movement hasn't been very good so far, but as long as we don't get hit, we're Gucci.
What do you say?
So you were saying? Oh, we missed anyway.
Also, if you dodge an attack, you will... there's a random move that he does sometimes at the start of battle. If you dodge an attack, or if you miss for whatever reason, you will lose 2 of your turns.
Here we go.
If you dodge the enemy's attack, you
No,
then lose...
sorry. If you miss, you lose 2 turns. So
Okay.
the same applies to enemies. Like,
Yes,
if you
okay.
dodge, they will lose 2 turns.
Okay, that's good. It's as if you've like stumbled.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. Not ideal, but at least we got out of the fight very quickly. Escaping is very random. You can get some perks later on that increase your chance to escape, but for now we're just with the base chance, which isn't very high.
The date system is doing your wonders here, having your notes organized despite the in-game date.
Yep. Kind of have to for this game.
Yeah. Classic RPG with a bunch of menuing.
Right there. I can feel my power growing.
Alright. These butterflies are also low enough now that we can just kill them. All the items that we're going to pick up now are somewhat important. We picked up 2 blue items here. Pretty good armor and piece of accessory. Well, second piece of armor, kind of. Like gloves, boots. I think they're actually classified as accessory in the game.
Yes, I presume it's going to be quite underleveled for later bosses and stuff. Like,
Yes. Yes. Because we're not really fighting anything that we can't one-shot.
Hanging in there?
Alright.
With this overworld fighting mechanic, imagine the XP writing must be a bit weird because once you get behind on levels, it feels like it's going to be very difficult to catch back up.
The game has a catch-up mechanic, which is okay. I had to heal since I got into the encounter, which I normally I'd be at full HP here. The game has experience scaling based on your level compared to the average enemy level.
I was going to ask this, like, if you can just one-shot enemies 3 levels lower than you, surely it's XP farm efficient to fight mobs 3 to 4 levels lower than you, rather than fighting on-level mobs that give more XP. Need to actually go into battle for.
You can trust in me.
Here we got this. Got this. Sorry, I had to do some menuing real quick. So we're buying some throwable items here for this next boss. This boss is a little bit annoying in the magic route because there is a small damage range. So there is a chance we die here. In the physical route, this isn't a problem, but in the magic route, it's a little bit annoying. Alright, as you see, we have Bliss now on Graius. Also, we're using these ice chunks to make sure that we get an extra turn from hitting their weakness. So this boss has a scripted first 2 turns. You will target the front row now, which means that anybody in the front row will take damage. Anybody in the back row will take 0 damage. Unfortunately, we have to go into the back row and do a physical attack, so it does half the damage here, which contributes to the damage range, unfortunately.
Because he's just missed there, do we get more turns now?
Sorry?
Because he just missed the attack that he used on the front row, I think we get more turns to attack him now?
He just lost all his turns. That's
Perfect.
the only thing. So he does that one move and that's it. Okay, damage looks okay. So he buffs himself. In Atlas games, actually, give me 1 second. Let me just make sure I don't press the wrong buttons here. I'm in the front row. Should be fine. Okay, there we go. Yeah, in Atlas games, in SMT games, you have multiple stages of buffs that you can stack. So you can stack the same buff multiple times. Also, I'll show you how slow this really is.
Yeah.
We really don't want that, so we're going back to Seeker for different reasons. We'll need that later anyways, and we need to kill these slimes around the way for some extra experience. And potentially a corrosive acid drop. But unfortunately we didn't get one. But yeah, so in SMT games, you have buffs, attack up, defense up, and hit evasion, and the same thing for debuffs. They do the exact opposite. Attack down, defense down, and evasion and hit rate. Oh my god, I got stuck. I'm not... Okay.
Oh, it's Metal Gear time.
Yeah. Since I got stuck, I'll play this slow now. Because normally you can just bolt past. But for some reason I could not move at the start. And I
Aren't
don't know
these
what
mobs
exactly
that we were one-shotting in the Overworld earlier?
happened. We can't attack here. Because we're in a stealth mission. We don't want to wake up the dragon in the middle. That would be bad.
That makes sense.
We could fight him. He gives a very good sword, but it also takes forever, and you would need kind of a special setup to do this in a speedrun.
Do we particularly care about a sword either if we're going with a magic build?
You don't even get it in a physical one. It just takes too long. It's not worth it. But yeah, in SMT games, the buffs stack up to like 3 times. In Persona games, there's 1 stage of buffs, and you just extend them. In this game, they stack, and you can extend them if you're already max stacked. Or well, you also extend them if you reapply them at lower stacks, obviously. So he got the boss got 2 stages of attack and defense there, which doesn't help with the damage range, unfortunately. So I will double check one thing real quick, which is very important. I will have to make sure that Graius does not have any important equipment.
What now?
Okay, he doesn't have any.
What now?
Okay, he doesn't have anything. Good. Alright. Made it out alive. So this area that we were in earlier with the cat and everything is called Academia. This is where more. The guy sitting at the desk is doing his research on archetypes. And he's basically the one like teaching us about new archetypes, etc.
Let's go.
And where we go to learn archetypes. For now, anyways.
The royal funeral draws
We're heading back to the city here
2 days remain.
as the only survivors of this mission. And there's a good opportunity for some donations if we have any. And a good opportunity to hydrate.
They hydrated.
The royal funeral draws.
So it's now a good time, big man.
1 day remain.
On you go.
Absolutely. We have a $40 donation from Setback. It says, good luck on the run. Here's hoping that the frame rate stays in your favor. Is this like an issue with this game, Nev?
Yes, this game runs horribly.
Just everywhere?
Just everywhere. On original PS5, as far as I'm aware, it ran at like 49 FPS.
I would like to know that
Like
we are
stable.
getting like 110, 120 right now, but I think there's like loading screens and things in this game that the duration of them is based on your frame rate.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of the things in this game are based on the frame rate. Animations, text boxes, some of the loading screens as well, which makes high FPS very important. For runs, we've decided to cap FPS at 120
Watch out.
to give a little bit more of an even playing field to runners, especially because the game does run very poorly on most systems.
Is there
And
any
in
tech that can be used if you have a high or low FPS?
You can use Special K with the
Serial?
Did you know?
That's one I looked up yesterday.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes up if you Google it. But no, it's it's a tool that has a lot of like fixes for games and like mods for games. It has a performance fix for Metaphor, and we've decided to allow that to help give people
So begins the
a better
procession
time
to the Grand Cathedral.
without having to shell out thousands of bucks for some 5090s.
One more quick one. We do have a $50 anonymous donation, but I just want to bring up the fact that they've both got themselves an adventure and have put that towards the Elder Scrolls V glitch exhibition target. So just to remind everybody at home, you can absolutely triple dip all of your donations. Make sure you're getting it in for a reward, a poll, and a target. Your money can go to all three at the same time.
All right, we've arrived back in the city, back at the inn. We got another follower, the daughter of Grias, Maria.
Sawed off.
And followers are effectively like social links or confidants if you've played Persona. They'll give us perks throughout the game, and we'll make use of them. All right, so we're gonna buy an iron greatsword for Stroll here. Equip that. Weapons affect any damage you do except for throwable items. So upgrading your weapons frequently is very important in the run, because otherwise you're just not gonna deal any damage.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of RPGs out there where weapons are primarily for stats. Also, talk about the FPS.
Oh, fine.
It's very
Yeah,
bad.
Amazing.
60. Yeah.
Oh, dear
Yep.
me.
We're almost 60 lower than where we should be.
Oh, my.
All right, this fight is a little bit annoying in the magic route as well. I'm going to be saying that a lot early game, because physical is just very strong early game, and magic becomes a little bit better in mid game, but then in the late game the routes will converge regardless. Alright, this is another scripted thing here. Stroll will always get crit and afflicted by anxiety. So this is the tutorial for status ailments. And unfortunately the enemies also got the first turn here, which is also scripted. But it makes it so we can't really do anything. So what I'm going to do is, despite anxiety, I'm going to try and press a skill with Stroll. Unfortunately, he did not kill. This is also a damage range. If we were using the physical route, the main character would have the sword and warrior, and we would just guaranteed kill them. But unfortunately, we can't do that here. So they have 150 HP, and Stroll does anywhere from 147 to... oh, that was not what I wanted to do, but we're fine. It does anywhere from 147 to 160-ish.
You just did 161 there.
Yeah.
I assume it's, call it a 10% range?
I think it's actually slightly bigger. Alright, also, we just learned a new passive on Stroll's Warrior, which is Heat Up. It does, it gives you 10% extra damage on all physical attacks, which is another reason why physical is so strong early game. Because you just get free 10% damage. However, in addition to that, if you have multiple of the same archetypes, so in this case, if you have multiple warriors, you get an additional bonus in damage increase. So if you were to stack 4 warriors, you would have what's the percentage again? 25, 30, something like that, instead of 10. I think it's like 10, 15, 20, 30, or 25 or something. Alright, so now we one-shot them guaranteed. So we're passing with the main character. Passing only takes up half a turn, so that way you can make use of the stronger characters or more fitting characters better in certain fights by just passing the turns of the weaker ones.
So the turns that we have are team-wide rather than character-specific. There's no like character speed stat.
No, there is agility which determines the turn order, but you will always have as many turns as you have characters in the party. So currently we have 2 because we have 2 characters in the party. Like earlier we had 3, right? Because we still had Graios, but unfortunately, which I skipped, Graios died in an attempt to assassinate the person that cursed the prince. And then that's how we got into the battle with the skeletons. So, rip Graios.
I just think we just keep cutscenes like, for someone like me who has no idea what's going on again, or like, yeah, we lost a person, like something happened off screen.
Earlier on, you were like, oh, this is us, you know, the first adventure we've got, we've added him to our party, nothing new there. And then a couple of minutes later, we had the third guy. I was like, who's this? But now he's dead, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the giveaway that he would die or be dismissed of the party relatively early on is that he didn't actually awaken to his own power, right? You had to teach him an archetype, and that is a very dead giveaway in Atlas games that he's not going to stay for very long.
Did we at least like rob him of his equipment before he died?
Yes, we made sure he didn't have anything good equipped.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about before.
Yeah, we will get all the equipment back regardless, but I need some of the armor in this next fight specifically because it has agility on it, and I need to fix the turn order. So yeah, the FPS here is really bad, so let's hope we'll make it
56.
Yeah, let's hope we'll make it underestimate, because we're gonna lose a lot of time by default just because of FPS, which is a little annoying, but nothing we can do about it.
Ready?
I have the executive power, actually. I can do anything I want with it.
Sorry?
I have the executive power, actually. I can do anything I want with it.
Alright, can we just make it a 625 instead and do it in one go?
Not that amount of power. People get angry at me if I did that. I can add 10 minutes. We lost 10 minutes last night.
True. I'll take 10 minutes if we need them.
Thank you to Real Dragon Useless Brett for fixing the scheduling issue last night.
We met Hulkenberg here, which was a knight for the prince. And she now joined us in battle, and this is Undead Graios, Phantom Graios, whatever. However you want to look at it. Alright, this is fine. He's not going to get another attack on anybody unless I miss here, because we'll use Knight's Proclamation, which is like a taunt. It ensures that the enemy will only target the person that used it, with some exceptions, of course. But in this fight, it will always work. So you can't die here. And we're using synthesis abilities, which we just unlocked in this fight. Synthesis abilities are abilities used by 2 characters at once, or 3 characters sometimes. They cost more turns because of that, but they're also a lot stronger. And synthesis is the bread and butter of the speedrun. One of them that is, two of them that are especially strong, we'll see very soon.
Is this going to be, you have a mage and a warrior, and the mage puts fire on the warrior's sword before
It's
he
kind of
attacks?
like Steiner and Vivi, but,
Yes.
but different, yeah.
Steiner and Vivi mentioned, Mrs.
You should have seen his reaction.
Like he flinched. It's like, you've seen those like Meerkat documentaries?
But yeah, it's effectively like that. Although it is more in the realm of you have several physical archetypes that work together and several magical ones that work together. But there's also overlaps of like physical and magical that do that stuff. Right, 612. Now this is where we have a free roam of what we can do. So you will probably see me look over to the other screen for my notes quite often from here on.
Let's focus.
Because it's always better to just read day-by-day stuff from the notes, because you don't have to remember as much if you can just read it in between. With all the loading screens and everything, there's plenty of time.
I'm reading the notes here and trying to figure out what your objective is, because it doesn't seem like we're doing...
We're accepting this quest from this guy because it gives us money and it gives us a royal virtue, which we'll see very soon. There's effectively 5 different personal stats in his game: courage, wisdom, eloquence, imagination, tolerance. Sorry?
Voice in our heads.
Yeah.
Voices in
Don't worry about it.
bad. Alright. So now we're gonna help out in the inn. We'll do some cooking in the background. It is very important that you do not advance the text after the black screen, because otherwise you'll get some dialogue choices, and you cannot skip while those dialogue choices are up. So the only thing you want to do is entirely skip the thing without advancing anything. Also, the quest that we accepted was coincidentally to help out in the inn and give the guy feedback because he wants to become a chef or something like that. Also, now we have the ability to ride on our sword to be a little bit faster.
I was about to say, when did our sword become a skateboard? When we were moving the previous
The sword board.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice skateboard indeed.
Oh yeah. Alright, so we're gonna listen to the story of the Mustari tribe. There is several different tribes in this game. Some are more hated than others. We're the tribe that is hated a lot. Like the ugly duckling, kinda. So we listen to the story and we gain tolerance from that. That is something that we're going to be doing a lot early in the run. Going to be gaining a lot of stats and just getting a little bit of money to prep for the dungeon. So effectively, what happened is we tried to climb the cathedral, but we couldn't because we're stopped by it collapsing. And now we have to set up and prepare to go in through a different entrance that Hulkenberg, our new character from earlier, showed us, and that's how we got to the Undead Graius.
Nev, did that lady have a box on her head?
Sorry?
Did that lady have a box on her head before we came into the inn? Who we spoke to?
And the age of a new king draws nearer.
The one whose story we'll listen to.
Perhaps?
On like outside on the street?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
What am I witnessing?
Don't
like
ask
a
me.
cage.
It's their tribe. It's just how they do it.
Is her head locked in a cage?
I'm not sure if I would put it that way. Okay, now we have to leave this and we have to go to a store that is only open at night to grab some throwable items again. So they're very handy early on, especially because being able to hit weaknesses if you don't have them is very helpful. All right, we're buying 6 ice chunks. We're buying 8 luminous spheres, and then we're going back here. Now we're turning into a request that we accepted earlier. In a different route this time because kind of have to. All right, he's gonna pay up, and we're gonna be smarter now. He just gives us the wisdom that we needed.
Now then,
Which is kind of weird because technically we gave him the wisdom that he needed, but we're getting the stat for it. All right, we're heading over to the church. We needed wisdom rank 2 for this. Otherwise we couldn't have done it, which is part of why we're doing this quest.
We're heading over to the church to fight a necromancer.
No. We're heading over to the church to purify equipment.
Ah.
It effectively just makes the equipment stronger and unlocks potential other abilities that it has. Okay, so we're buying one more iron sword, and then we'll head over to the armor store, and we'll buy one armor for the main character here. And then we're just gonna go back to the inn and cook again. Because the cooking also gives us tolerance, and tolerance is a very important stat early on. Because the social link with Grias' daughter, Maria, is locked behind rank 4 tolerance, and that one gives us more experience. That's why we want to rush that one as quickly as possible. Alright, 6:16 is the day we're going to go back into the dungeon.
Looks like a busy day.
It is a very busy day.
Yeah.
Alright, I've changed strats in this place very many times. Let me also make a safety save just in case. Saving takes a while, so
Got it. What do you think?
it's rather safe than sorry, in case something goes horribly wrong.
We're off.
Alright. Early on, not much happening here. We're just gonna meet a new person, which is gonna become a follower very soon. And because of one of the in-game settings that we have enabled, it skips all dialogue choices whenever we skip a cutscene, so that's why you've not seen any of these people become our followers. It's obviously because it's much faster than just having to go through every dialogue option every single time you want to skip. It probably adds like 20 minutes alone if you didn't have that setting on.
Are
Alright.
we missing out by not having them become our followers?
No, they still become our followers, we just don't see it. It just skips that entire interaction, but it still happens. You just can't see it. Which is funny because some people commented under some runs of the community members and were like, oh yeah, this is Splice because you never got this follower. And they were just completely unaware of the setting.
Proof of splice.
Let's hurry.
Alright,
Like this run that was streamed live on twitch.tv.
yeah, exactly. Alright, we're gonna pick up a couple items here on the way, nothing too much. Our objective right now is to free some people that are trapped in one of the areas here. So, right now, the church, quote unquote, are the bad people for us because they're preventing us from getting further up. And we have to get further up to prevent the bad guy from doing bad things. Alright, we saved these guys, and now the person from earlier tasked us with finding her friend, but unfortunately he was already dead.
How's
But
that?
she became our follower anyways, so it doesn't matter. None of our business from this point on. That follower also came with a new archetype, which is important for 2 of the upcoming fights. So we gladly take that. Alright. So now we gotta get upstairs. Unfortunately, the elevator is broken, so yeah, don't look up. You don't want to walk all these stairs. Got a long journey ahead of us. And we finally made it to the top.
Final made it one cutscene skip later. It's like, you didn't need to watch anything of it anyway. Instant stairs.
Yeah, I wish that worked in real life.
That would be great.
Bowser's Castle last staircase.
I take the stairs all the time to my hotel room and back. Never used the elevator.
What?
I'm not lazy.
If you've been in the hotel this weekend, you understand.
Yeah,
I'm on the second floor. I don't have to go far up.
Yeah.
I'm on the 4th, so that's not too bad.
There's been queues from the elevator to the front door.
Yeah.
Resolved now, thank God.
I know what you mean, though.
And if you're on the 2nd floor, whatever, and wait for the elevator, it's gonna be filled up.
Yep.
Complete.
All right. So these red crystals, they will constantly spawn enemies as long as they're alive. If you kill them, you get some Archetype experience items and some Magla. It takes time though, and we don't really need them, so we're not gonna do it. I picked up that item even though it does absolutely nothing. It's on the way anyway, so it doesn't really lose time. Alright, this guy is a little bit distraught. Oh, whoopsie. That was the wrong option. Alright. We just want to go up, so he doesn't even realize that we're not part of their team. He just gave us the key anyways. So we're gonna head up here.
Right, the mage cap.
Yep. Oh, that's what we're getting to soon. Alright, we're picking up these 2 items. The invincible noodles are actually very important for later on. They're gonna be used in the 2nd dungeon. For now, we're still gonna avoid literally everything on the way. Just pick up more items and get to the next mini-boss. So if there is a couple donations, we have like 30 seconds, 40 maybe.
If you see use for it, I say take it with you.
I imagine that would be of use.
You might still be in shock about the Steiner Vivi reference.
I believe we're currently troubleshooting some fundraising tech issues.
Where Stars actually hit that bang on there. We are actually having like some internal systems that I'm actually trying to manage right now. But thank you very much, Nev.
We planned on Comfy Run and just read the donations here on the iPad.
I'm not saying we broke it, but somebody broke something.
It was broke before I asked for that. It was broke before I got here. Don't look at me.
Are you accusing Star myself?
All right, we have the mid boss coming up. First, though, we have to go back to Academia, meet more, and learn some archetypes. Also, more happens to one of our followers as well. And he will give us quests over the time to basically just explore different archetypes, level them up to a certain point, and then he'll give us archetype experience items as well as social stats.
New skills.
Okay, we learn healer on mage, on main character here, and we also learn brawler, which we will equip. Brawler is the one that we got from the girl earlier. And then Hulkenberg is going to learn Warrior and the Mage. See, at least we're learning some mage archetypes in the mage route now, in the magic route. We're getting there, we're getting there.
We've missed some insane lore as to why everybody turns into a mixer.
Evolving, don't press B.
No, they're learning these new archetypes, right? That's basically what happens. Oh. Alright, so assuming I didn't mess anything up, we should have a Brawler, Warrior, and Knight, correct. Alright, this fight is very not fun, can be a bit random in both routes. Alright, we're gonna make use of the throwable items on this guy. This guy is particularly annoying because he has a lot of health. And as you can see, we still have 2 half turns left, and we made use of those by just, using the synthesis skill, which killed almost everybody. Okay, that was unfortunate. Because of the crit, the main guy got an extra turn, which makes this really annoying now. I think I might actually just retry it. This game has a retry feature where you can literally just retry on the spot from the start of the fight. But yeah, that went bad real fast.
So I guess if people die in a fight, do you just restart it as well? Or that makes the punishment?
If you die, then you will usually start before the fight. Some of the fights have an option to just like retry this battle in particular. Alright, none of them died, which is horrendous, but
Where did we pull that Meteor Fist ability from? Is that from our Brawler archetype? It was doing
Yes.
the AoE?
Yeah. Alright, we need to kill this guy, and we need to kill... actually, kill this guy. And now I just need to hope that nobody dies. Oh. Yeah, this... nobody dying was really bad there. But yeah, like I said, this fight is not very fun. It is just very bad if you want to do it fast. Like, ideally you have at least one die. If two die, that's even better.
But yeah, I mean, is that 4 dead? No. You had a couple die on the first attempt before the crit went off and the guy got the extra turn.
Yeah, but then, yeah, that was the problem. He got the extra turn, right? Alright, this should be better. As long as Hulkenberg doesn't die here, we're fine. Okay, perfect.
What was causing the Hammer of Justice to do more damage the second time? It did like
Hammer of
270 the
Justice
first time and then 440 the second?
No, the first time I used Jump Thrust. The second time I used Hammer of Justice. Hammer of Justice is just a stronger move, but Jump Thrust lowers defense as well. Also, I forgot to put points in agility here. This is the only time we're ever going to put points not in magic. We'll also have to equip a healer and a mage at this point. See, we're getting to the magic part.
If agility changes our turn order and we don't plan on putting more points in agility, are we effectively just setting our turn order for the rest of the run here by having them say at like 8, 7, and 6?
Well, not the rest of the run, but for a while.
Yeah.
At least the first 2 dungeons can be manipulated with that little agility.
Yeah. The idea is not that we want high agility, the idea is that we want one character to have a higher agility stat than the second, than the third.
Yeah, so the problem is
control the order.
All the characters will gain stats like at a fixed rate, except for the main character because you can choose. So us putting everything in magic and only 2 points in agility means we're gonna be stuck at this agility for the rest of the game.
Okay.
So later on in the run, we'll pretty much always be last. Unless we equip a lot of agility from gear.
Strange that you don't get control over the advancement of your secondary characters.
Sorry, say again?
Strange that you don't get control over the advancement of your secondary characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is, right? They just took the easy way out by making it fixed. But that's also good because if it was random, that would be horrible.
Oh, it should never be random.
Yeah.
It should either be fixed or selected. I'm saying it's weird that it's fixed instead of selected.
Yeah.
Terrible if it's random.
Alright, so we've made it all the way back down. And we're about to go to this very Magla-infested crystal to be able to proceed.
The voices in our head. So does the 100 technology is working again.
So with healer and mage, we have Mahama as a synthesis. So we just use that because they're weak to light. And we used one of the luminous spheres just so we hit a weakness, and that way we get the extra turn. Alright, we don't really have to put any points here. We're skipping this, and then we're going back.
Did we also pass there for the extra turn, or did we have it regardless? We didn't need the
we had 2 blinking turns already.
Okay.
3 at that point, which is why we had to throw the luminous to be able to pass that extra one.
Yes.
Alright.
Got it.
All good.
Okay, we're auto healing, and then Hulkenberg goes Warrior, and then main character goes Warrior. Alright, like I said, magic route, but we're all physical. The reason why I equipped Hulkenberg first is you see the different swords. I only bought 2 of the good swords, which is all you need. And they're on Hulk. If I equip Hulkenberg first, she will get that. Okay, we're gonna back row Hulkenberg and okay, this is the strong one. It literally just one-shots. Peerless is gonna be what we're using for most of the run. Well, for most of the physical part of the run in this magic route.
Considering that did 900 damage, are we using these ice chunks to actually do damage, or are we just using it to cock a weakness?
Just for weakness and extra turns. And the side ones don't have damage HP, so it actually makes sense to use it on them. Because basically what I did is Peerless takes 3 full turns, and I used 3 ice chunks, and then I effectively had an extra set of turns for free. Because I got 3 weakness hits, and that means I got 3 extra turns that way. Alright, we need to...
What now?
We are spotted.
We'll also have to restore some MP here. Magla Potion and Magla Potion. We need at least 66 on both of them.
We are spotted, but instead of just run away, nothing happens.
Yep. We got spotted, but who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, one more thing before I forget it. Wrong.
A new means of protection.
Alright, getting heat up on Hulkenberg is very important here. Picking up this item, this will be used in the boss fight. Physical Rod can skip this, Magic Rod needs this because we don't have enough strength. Stroll has a good amount of strength, Hulkenberg has a good amount as well, but it doesn't compare to just putting 10 points or whatever main character has at this point into extra strength.
We cannot
Alright, so we got blocked by the bad guy, and we have to figure out how to get past him. So we're using a painting of Lewis as our shield, because this guy is so infatuated with Lewis that he would never hurt anything that has his face on it.
forward.
And that way we tricked him into just retreating. Alright, so now we're just going to make our way all the way up, where we will find out that the royal scepter of the king was stolen by that exact guy that we just met. Our plan was to get there before him, but unfortunately we failed, so the objective changes into just killing the guy later on. And we have to get all the way to the top to do that, and since our stuff is working again, I guess we can use a minute or two until we reach that.
No, it's absolutely bang on, Nev. Thank you very much. We actually have a $5 anonymous donation now that the system is actually back up and running. Shoutouts to Zephyr back at home, who is actually not giving us a message, but has put it towards bringing Japanese back out for you. But you're still a fair ways off actually getting that language selected. And they've put that towards our new open target Super Metroid, which is a glitch exhibition where they actually get to save the baby. Which, if anybody knows that game, you know why that's so important when you get to the end of it. So it's going to be an absolute banger run, so I'm hoping that they see that met.
Alright,
No.
we're almost at the top. Almost at the top. Time, it's not that bad considering we had that very bad fight. And just like poor game performance in general on the PC. Alright, this is the boss. The strat is very simple, but it is a little bit RNG dependent. The strat consists...
The bosses have HP already, bro.
The crit was very nice.
Ah, this is the Necromancer we were going for.
Only a flash.
Yes.
I'll stay my
Alright, that was a perfect fight. That fight couldn't have been any
can't-
better.
I'm eager to see you use that.
such heights.
That was a quick one, yeah.
Can't ask for much more than a turn 1 1300 crit.
Yep. Normally you would just do 3 turns, and then he summons some zombies, and then you have to like hope that they don't target the same characters over and over, so they die. But him only summoning once and attacking once made it so that it doesn't really matter because of the crit. Right?
Oh, here we go again.
This is quite the thing.
Same guy from a minute ago.
Alright,
Clearly not taking
Again.
the loss very well.
we're just gonna Peerless this. Peerless is such a strong move. I don't know what they were thinking by putting this available in the game this early. Alright, so we have to destroy the shell basically for the heart to drop down, and the heart needs to reach 0 HP for us to win.
Looks like a bagpipe.
Whoa. Brother, look at the flags.
I know. Like that.
Come on, man.
It was object shape and size.
That's what's inside bagpipes, by the way. You get little frogs and barrels and chandeliers.
Yeah.
I think we're coming.
This game setting is in Scotland apparently. So.
This'll do.
They actually teach you growing up in Scotland that bagpipes are in fact powered by somewhat large frogs.
What?
All right, so we the frogs in the shell, we prevented their ambush effectively, and now we have to destroy the shell again. The heart drops down. And we're gonna have one more free turn of damage here. When the heart is down, I
Let's set it up.
that was almost bad.
After me.
Oh, that was a very easy and scripted fight. If you don't crit or don't miss for whatever reason, nothing bad can happen here. Also, this game has a feature which is Unscathed Triumph, which if you do not take any damage in the battle, you will gain a bonus on everything: experience, mag, money, and archetype experience, obviously. But yeah, this was pretty good. 59, not bad for a marathon run.
Just that one skeleton fight we had to retry 2 times.
Yeah. The first attempt was so good until the guy just crit me with a regular attack. But yeah, so these are this is the round table effectively of the church, the sanctum. And they're discussing what happened, etc.
This is a long JRPG, so is the church in some way going to be connected to the villain?
Maybe, maybe not.
Star, have you ever played an RPG before?
Never in my life.
It's always the church.
Of course.
Always the church.
All right, so we have free roam again, and now that we've actually finished the first dungeon, we have access to our party member followers.
Aye.
So we're just going to hang out with Stroll. Stroll is going to be one of the few followers that we will max throughout the run. As you can see, you gain mag from hanging out with your followers, and mag is effectively just translated into money at some point. Because money is very tight in this run, and you will exchange a lot of mag for money. But mag is also used to learn archetypes and inherit skills across different archetypes. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So for now, we're just going to do a little bit of daily stuff, getting some more stats, some more followers up, and I think Mizzo has something for us in the meantime.
Well, I don't know if you're going to be happy about this one now, but we have a $10 donation from Nephalia who says, wait, that first boss fight went very different for me. I think this Nevi guy is cheating.
Well,
how do you handle these claims?
If I speak, big trouble.
Ah.
She'll know.
Is this your silent lawyer sitting next to you? Make sure you don't mess up.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much for your $10. But remember, get your money towards something. Get those rewards, those targets, and those polls. Don't just send it in for nothing.
Yep. Also, shoutouts to Nephalia.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh. The voices again. The voices.
Did the voices repeat
The
themselves?
voices.
Well then.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna hang out with Stroll. Actually, we're not. We're just teleporting here because it's faster. We're gonna listen to this guy's story to get a little bit of more imagination, because that is very important.
So you get the imagination from here in the story. So his story is not real, then it's made up. So you can get some imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
Rude.
Something like that.
You don't trust the old man.
All right. That was 619, I believe. If not, we have a problem.
We also are putting some points in personal traits. What are our personal traits doing for us?
Some of the followers are locked behind our royal virtues, so we'll get a bunch of them throughout the run. All right, but this time we're total. Okay. A little bit of a menu mishap. We're totally gonna hang out with Stroll this time.
I think we are actually.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're already halfway through this guy's story.
Yeah.
By the time we realized. All right, but we are gonna do some stuff. We are gonna
All right, let's
TP
go.
to the mag exchange. This is where we're gonna get some money.
Give us a quick rundown on exactly what mag is.
1 second. I'll do it right after these menus. There's a couple of things I need to buy here.
Now then.
Okay, we're buying 11 ice chunks, 11 lumen.
11 Thunder, 8 Lemios.
Yeah, that is a problem. I'll just buy a couple less of these and then we'll be fine. We're not that tight on money. Buying 3 garlics, equipping them on all of them.
Yeah.
That was not what I wanted to do.
What now? All right.
Alright, that was messy, but we got there eventually. Alright, so mag is Magla, which is effectively the magic kind of thing that lets you learn archetypes and stuff. And you get that from every battle, and it's needed to learn new archetypes. It's needed to inherit skills across different archetypes, because like every skill that you learn on an archetype, you can then inherit onto a different archetype to strengthen them.
You can cross class.
Kind of. It is mostly used, like in the speedrun at least, it is mostly useful for passives. This time we're really hanging all this troll. No debates. It is mostly used for passives because synthesis is so strong, so you will rarely actually end up using normal skills outside of a very select few, which are mostly buffs or debuffs.
What is amazing?
Alright. Helping the inn one last time.
Always the same job at the inn. But to like make the bed or something, clean up, you just cook food non-stop.
Could also make food for ourselves, but we don't have the ingredients.
Oh.
They don't just let us take ingredients from their kitchen.
These 623 notes looks like my example of a perfect day.
Which
Except
623?
623 notes. Except request.
Sleep. Well, but we're at 622 first. Maria ran away, and we'll have to go chase the child.
Let's go.
So we're having to go to the Cathedral here, because that's where she ended up being. I'll try to do some lag reduction strats by looking this way.
Is the weather random each day, by the way? Or is
No, the weather is always the
It's always
same.
that, yeah.
We got like 10-ish FPS for the ride there. Trying to squeeze everything out we can. Alright, we found her. For a second, anyways. So this was also, it's either this one or the next one. Is the day where where the election for the new king would have happened, but somehow it just keeps being delayed. They just keep delaying it.
So we need to stick to deadlines, otherwise we game over, but the king's election doesn't.
Well, initially the new king was supposed to be elected very soon, but now they just make it like a whole shebang, like grand tournament and everything. And now we've actually decided to participate in a tournament. So the first objective is that we will have to get the head of a monster. So we're here back at the recruitment office, trying to get a request for, like, accept a request for
Let's focus.
the old castle town kidnapper. We're supposed to slay the beast who kidnaps children in another town, which we're on our way to very soon.
Accept request. Sleep.
Yeah.
Yep, we're sleeping and we're reading donations.
Oh, bang on, lads. We actually have a $10 donation from our very own fundraising, Majestic Melville, who says, okay, so I caved and watched the run. Spoilers be damned. Good luck and good frames. Which is actually really relevant for this game now that I know the lore.
Yeah.
And he's actually put that towards the final Mort the Chicken target for the Funky Skin, which I think you're like $55 off of reaching. And then all 3 of those intensives are good for the run. So thank you very much.
I hope you'll enjoy the run despite the spoilers. The voices in our heads.
The voices in our heads are telling us that bad things have happened.
What do you mean bad things? Great things.
It's all good.
All right, so since we're part of this tournament and we have to travel somewhere, we just got this guy. Hulkenberg just hooked us up with this dude, and he just so happens to have something called a Gauntlet runner, which is this thing transporting us now.
Did you say it was called a Goblin runner?
Gauntlet. Like, you know, the thing for your glove?
Yes.
I forget. All right. We have to go to the engine room, but first we're going to head to more and learn some more archetypes.
I've been waiting.
We're just equipping Brawler, and then we're finally learning Mage on the main character. About damn time.
I found new power.
We're not equipping, and then we're learning Mage on Stroll as well. That's the part where we just get all the stuff sorted out for a little bit. We're not equipping this. We're learning Knight, which is Hulkenberg's archetype. And which will be required for the next fight that we're doing. Unfortunately, there is no good magic alternative, so that's just how it goes. Put Knight back on Hulkenberg as well. And now we can head to the engine. Alright, now we get a quick rundown of how everything works in this Gauntlet runner, etc. Quick little tutorial 1 hour into the run, and then we're heading to the lounge, and we're gonna do some light reading. Which we're doing solely for social stats again. Alright, so while on the Gauntlet runner, some destinations take too long to get to in 1 day. So we'll have to make some pit stops. So right now we're at this campsite where we're just, you know, day activity, night activity. Night we hang out with Stroll, talk stuff, get some stats, and get some mag, more importantly. After a good night's sleep, we'll back to day activities. Hanging out with Stroll. This one's important because this one gives courage, and courage is one of the few social stats that are very hard to come by without going out of your way very far. So we basically pick up almost every opportunity early on that we can get, which isn't too far out of the way. We'll have a solution for later on, but is a bit of a tedious one. Alright, hanging out with Hulkenberg, getting some imagination here. And now we're ready for the next day. Wrong mouse.
Time marches on,
Where there is going to be another boss fight. The voices in our heads fixed the problem.
I have the problem fixed in front of me.
It's a backup solution.
Got backup.
All right, we got another competitor of this whole thingy here. The thing is,
I'm counting on you. Let's get on with it.
am I? Okay. I was a little lost for a second there. Alright.
Witness the power of sanctism. What could you hope to achieve?
But all he does is do a cocky smile. Okay, getting 2 different targets on these is good. So the thing is, we can't actually target this guy because he's protected by the King's magic, which prevents anybody who is in the top 20 popularity ranking for this whole thing to be killed or targeted by anybody. So if we were to attack him, we would just get chained and nothing happens. Alright, that was a pretty good fight. Aside from me getting lost somewhere in between in the nodes.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep. Alright, so this is the guy that allegedly cursed the prince, Lewis. And now we're kind of just sucking up to him a little bit and getting on his good side. And later on we'll then try to kill him because that's the mission, right? We're trying to kill the person that cursed the prince to lift the curse. But look, Start, this is an even better day.
Oh, this is a goated day. Wait till we see this insane speed tech that's happening on the 27th.
It's crazy. Also, this game has insane OSTs.
They have been some nice tunes so far.
But there's one thing that Atlas excels at, it's definitely their OSTs in their Persona games and stuff. It's definitely top notch.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king.
Yeah, that was the insane speed tech. We just sleep all of the day. Alright. Yeah, a little bit more happening on the 28th here.
That was yesterday.
True.
Almost a present day for this game.
To be fair, today looks like quite a busy day.
Yeah, today is very busy indeed.
27
so
was decided to be Persona 5 for a moment.
Alright, we're entering this item store just so we have the quick travel location for later, because we'll have to get back here. Because we're on our way to the castle anyways, where we will meet up with the person that we accepted a request from. His name is Barden. This guy here. He's gonna lead us inside, introduce us to all the people, and now we'll have to go back and gather some clues about this whole thing. Which we will gladly do for the whopping 100,000 money that awaits us if we finish the request. Alright, so this guy has useful information. We enter the armor shop, just have the quick travel location. Now we're gonna head down here. Back to the plaza.
An elder candidate?
Alright, and then we're about to get scammed by this guy. He has some info, but he's not telling us unless we give him 150 monies. Then he basically tells us to talk to this guy. Or something along the lines. I haven't actually read this in forever since I first played this. I just know how it works. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that that has happened to before.
Time marches on, and the age of a
Pretty sure there's plenty of RPG speedrunners out there that just forget certain bits of the details.
It's like when you're playing a randomizer where the game takes a skip, then you play the normal game again, and all these text boxes that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, today, literally today, 6/29, is going to be a very busy day. So we just realized that we somehow have the power to make this whole thing teleport. So we just teleported back to Grand Trad, which is the first city that we're in. And now we're going back to Martira, which is the second city. So now we have free roam over all the cities that we have previously visited. And this is where
I'll show you the essence of truth. Who needs igniters? I shall show you what true.
we're TPing to the armor shop, buying some stuff. 3 of these, equip them on all. These boots are primarily just for speed manipulation because they have agility on them.
Okay.
Just
All right, we're selling some stuff. We're selling some
Now then.
this and this,
Now then.
and we're selling all the old armor.
Now then.
And then we're buying 2 of. Wait, double check that they're the correct one. Yep, 2 of these. MC and Stroll, and we're buying 1 Hunter's crossbow.
All right.
And then we're gonna hang out with Maria.
What archetypes do you have currently to go with the crossbow?
It's one that we'll get soon.
I'm gonna say I don't remember.
We're just buying it in advance because
We did it.
certain days of the month, every 5th of the month, so like every day that ends
5,
with
10,
a
15, 25.
yeah, increments of 5, and some specific days prior to the end of the month have discount days. So
It's a
629 is one of them. It's actually, if I remember correctly, the discount there is slightly better than the ones on every 5th day. So that's why we're doing it here. We're just buying it in advance so that we don't have to do it later. Alright. This in sucks because every time I have to leave, I have to like manually turn my camera and everything. Also, remember this guy?
Huh.
Well, you don't because this is a different person, but same
I
tribe.
remember people with the box on their head.
Yeah? We're listening to more of their stories.
What are their stories? Do you know?
Time marches on. And the age of a new king
Average
draws
speedrunner
near.
playing an RPG?
Something oppression, I don't know.
Don't worry, I'm playing KH2 later this week. Don't ask me about lore.
Nonetheless. All right, then. Let's head there right away.
Right. There is definitely one thing that I
All right,
forgot.
Let's go.
Was in the previous day. But we'll just pick it up real quick. No biggie. Quick detour. We have to accept this quest from the guy here. Otherwise, we can't go to the place that he sends us to. Because it's not unlocked if we don't accept the quest.
Give it a shot.
Coincidentally, this is also the place that we have to go to unlock the archetype that we bought the crossbow
Let's
for.
go.
I was supposed to do that last night, but I forgot. I was supposed to be on the way to listening to the story. Alright, off to Komuro we go. So, some of the party member follower ranks are only available while we're traveling on the Gauntlet Runner, so we're making use of that because Stroll's 4th rank is only available while we're here.
All right, then.
Let's go.
And it kind of just works out that way. Okay, but wait, a voice in my head. Do we have donations to read then or no? Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna quickly buy the quest item, get over there, and then turn back and do some more daily stuff. And in the meantime, we'll have some donations.
Oh, lovely jubbly, thank you very much. We have a $5 anonymous donation who says, I don't give a heck what these perfectly nice people in Stream 1 are doing. I think there's a war starting already between... Because Stream 2 is now live, and we're actually getting pinged for them, and it's lovely jubbly. They're actually over there with Street Boys, so now you can actually come and support both streams now that both of them are up. But thank you very much. They're putting that towards the final Mort the Chicken incentive. We actually have a $46 anonymous donation with no message, but they're making sure that they're getting their event t-shirt. So everybody, make sure you get on there, because it's an absolute banger. When we go to intermission, we'll definitely be able to show that off for you.
All right. We're back in town, we're turning in the quest, getting some free money again. And some stats, I believe.
Mission accomplished.
Nope, we got invincible. Right. Also, as you saw, we're pretty broke.
Even after getting the 100 grand?
No, we're not. The 100 grand is the reward from killing the beast that kidnaps children. So we'll get that after.
We do not yet have the
Time
100 grand.
marches on.
Exactly.
The
We
age of
have
a new
not
king
gotten
draws nearer.
sufficient evidence of who it even is. Still trying to figure that out. All right, 701. Hang out with Maria. That was enough Maria already. So the problem is I can't turbo when I spawn in here, because if I turbo I'm gonna talk to the guy right in front of me and I start buying some random info about random stuff I don't want, and it costs me money. Actual ripoff. So I have to like not press any buttons, turn around, and then go to the door. It's kind of annoying because in this game you also cannot enter doors or interact with things if they're not on your screen.
I would hope not.
What do you mean you would hope not?
Let's go.
Because then that's how you accidentally talk to guys and buy information when they're off your screen.
But he wouldn't be off my... He's already in front of me. But that's a bigger problem. Alright, we're getting to this giant sandworm nest where apparently the perpetrator is hiding.
Is this back in the desert near we started off?
Sorry, say again.
The voice in our head is talking to Peck.
Okay, we're hanging out with Stroll again. The sword is courage, very important. You see the sword, we're most likely going to hang out with Stroll. And we also have a thing happening very soon. You see there's another Gauntlet runner on our path. So there might be a friendly conversation happening soon. Or not.
I remember. Ooh.
Yeah, Katharina. So this is a very difficult fight.
Did we... I was gonna say did we land another crit, but is she just that frail?
Yeah.
Or just that much stronger now?
She's weak to fire, and with, you know, Peerless that we were using earlier on Warrior?
Yeah.
This is the magic equivalent to it,
Okay.
Meteor 4.
And because we've been stacking our magic up the entire time.
Exactly. Now we're finally doing some damage.
Yes.
And yeah, then we just put the remaining points that we got from level ups into magic. I know it says +8, but we didn't put 8 because I already put some before. Even though it wasn't required, because we never used magic in the first dungeon outside of that one fight where we were a healer. And that didn't matter. So that's the good thing about the magic route. In theory, you can just not put stats for like the first hour and a half of the game almost. Outside of the very first one and the 2 agility. Those are the only important ones. Alright, we're approaching this sandworm nest. Unfortunately, it's a sand flash. There's no bueno. But yeah, this fight is not really annoying, but it can go wrong. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we have 3 extra turns, and then we're just gonna guard here so we don't die. This is the slightly safer strat, but also like a second slower or something. Not that it really matters. The only thing that is really bad is exactly this, because this lowers our accuracy. So
that's some very interesting monster designs, by the way.
Now we need to hope that we don't miss. And okay, gee. Yeah, the monster designs in this game are very unique.
Yeah. I was gonna say we didn't kill that guy there.
No, you just need to get this guy low enough.
Yeah.
To
for that cutscene to play.
Yeah, exactly. That's like 25% or something. All right, so now he ate us, and we have to get out. We're
we cast that ability that did over 1,000 damage to him. Spit you out anytime.
I wish that would work. But apparently this guy is resistant to heat and spices. So
onward to the butthole of salvation. That's the actual legitimate in-game character comment that we're going with.
So yeah, we're pretty much exactly where Star said we are.
Oh, lovely.
I imagine that would be of use.
And we're just picking up some relevant items for...
They'll need more than this.
I got stuck at something on the ground. That was very terrible. We're probably gonna die here.
I'm gonna say we've been running through some kind of acid. It's been lowering our HP.
That wasn't a problem. I just got stuck at the thing on the ground.
I know that we like weren't supposed to get in combat, but we died to the hit
Yeah.
because we'd been rotting.
I'm just gonna heal here, so don't worry.
Good to see that the character auto reses after each fight.
Yeah,
1
that,
HP.
that is definitely very convenient.
Yeah.
Right there.
Alright, just charging these to get closer faster. Also, they can still drop corrosive acid, as I mentioned earlier, and we still have not got an extra one.
It's useful, I say grab it.
We cannot avoid this fight. Stand ready.
Most of the things that we're picking up in here are primarily just for money, but we are also actually picking up some corrosive acids on the ground, which are actually required for one of the bosses later. Which coincidentally is the second boss and the hardest boss in the fight, in the run. Which always happens in Atlas games somehow. It's always the second boss that is the hardest. Alright, this is where we're using some Thunderstones.
Who needs Ignitus tools for one of these? I shall show.
And then we're just gonna burn it. We just made sure to use our 3 free turns, and then just destroy it. He summoned some friends, we just throw more Thunderstones. The last 2 are just for damage, and to get to main character's turn, of course. Alright, so this one should be fine. Nice chunk.
If I remember correctly, we weren't able to buy 11 Thunderstones earlier, we were only able to buy 9. The money that we had. Do you need to ration them here at all?
No, I always buy more than I really need to. Also, buying 11 is... We got another corrosive acid, nice. Buying 11 is the easiest because you just press right.
That's right, yeah, it's a menu save.
And as long as the money is not a problem to buy 11, then we're fine. But technically, I'm pretty sure I only use like 6
Oh, so we're
Thunderstones.
safe.
Yeah.
Is all well.
We use 5. Actually, we use 7, I think. Maybe 8. But 9 is definitely enough. Alright, so we actually made it here. In one piece. And now we're in the den of the perpetrator, who allegedly kidnaps people in the town. Also, there's like a huge, massive snake here in the water. Not sure why.
More steel. We are spotted.
Yeah, just a couple obstacles on the way. Ignore all of this, only picking up this Magla pill to refill MP later on. And meet the bad guy. I said bad guy on purpose because look at his ears.
The killer rabbit Monty Python.
Yeah.
I was saving this.
Alright, he's cloning himself. He's attacking us. This thing said something about you can tell that he doesn't really want to hurt us. But he won't hesitate. Well, attacking us. So, yeah. Pretty simple. Just 2 Meteor Force and we're winning. This one, as well as the previous one, you don't have to fully kill, so...
How do you know that you're hitting the right one there? Because they had 4 targetable clones, but it seems like you took the correct target.
Yes, I'll, if you look at it closely on the next one, you might figure it out. I'll tell you afterwards. And for the people at home as well. In case you didn't guess it correctly. But there is a tell. It's a very obvious one once you notice it.
I imagine there's some spot the difference game you need to play.
Yeah. something like that. All right, round 2. Here we go. This time we need to actually kill him.
Okay, time to lock in.
Allow me to use this.
He's not getting away with this. Is that all? Only a flesh wound.
Okay, that's not bad.
After me.
Doesn't happen very often that he doesn't use clone art at all on the second turn. Oh, that's actually not bad. I am bad though.
What's going on?
So this very obvious towel that you were speaking about.
Hmm?
This very obvious towel that you were speaking about, I think you just didn't see it there.
No.
We wait
So bad at the game.
because you couldn't tell which one had
No,
the
I
very
could.
obvious towel.
I just forgot to target the correct one. That was entirely on me. That was such a good fight too. Because like that dark sword that he does, it inflicts forget, and if any of your party members have, or like if your party members have forget, you cannot use synthesis if it includes them.
This should work.
Okay, second time's the charm, I guess.
Wait a second.
No sense in race.
Something's off. That's
Did you
I'm
figure it out?
not seeing it unless it's like something in the menu. I don't see like a visual difference on him.
I have never known such height.
One of them has a shadow and 3 of them don't.
Ah, that's a good one.
When I realized, I was like, oh,
Yeah, I get
my
it.
God,
That's
I'm
kind of
so
obvious.
stupid.
That's a good one. Can't be that obvious. You had to retry the fight.
Exactly. I was like, it's not the. It can't be that obvious. It has to be something more, more complex, right?
Time
no.
marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hi, Joey.
All right. So we got the bad guy. Haha. And now we're gonna deliver him to the people of the town, so they can do whatever the hell they want to punish him or whatever. Probably gonna kill him. But we've had our doubts about this really being the bad guy, especially the conversations that we just skipped through that people at home and you guys never saw. So this Barden guy actually saved him instead and brought him back to us because he also doesn't believe that he's the bad guy. So now our main objective is to figure out who really is the bad guy.
However,
Keep your wits about you.
I think you dropped some.
I know.
All right, we found the real bad guy, which is this guy. Pretty sure you guys seen this guy before as well. He was part of this town's head council, quote unquote. All right, Heismay's Awakening. He's now a part of our team. We're just gonna throw one item, spam AoE fire, and we're winning. We got 2 fire fangs, not too bad. Quite happy with how that went. So yeah, now we have our 4th party member, which also means we have 4 turns now, or 8 if we hit the weaknesses. Yeah, this is the informant I was talking about. But yeah, so after this one, we have free roam of whatever the hell we want to do again. Starting on 7-5. Also, we have this little book with a story in it that somehow every time we get a new party member, they want to read this book.
time marches on.
Something about
the age of a new king draws nearer.
how
The
to
king
better
getting
people or
closer.
something. Yeah. Definitely. Alright, I will do a little bit of shopping. I'll hang out with Maria on this day and do a little bit of shopping. Just a couple of throwing items for for the next boss. So if you want to quickly knock out the donations that we have, feel free to.
Vizu is currently fixing some things, so I've got the donations in front of me.
Okay.
A $5 donation from Yankee. The message: Oi teme urse mendokuse. Contributed to the target. Mort the chicken, funky skin. I hope I didn't say something bad. That's not a language I read.
Yeah, not a language I read either.
All right then.
I hope that's okay. Again, they have contributed to the Mort the Chicken Funky Skin target, but remember that you can also contribute to polls and targets at the same time. And if you donate more than $5, you can also get your redeems and your rewards, your t-shirts, your Logitech sponsor gear. All of it's up for grabs, all on Totify. Exclamation mark donate.
So we just held a speech for all these people. We got more popular. And we also got some money and some other stats. One of them actually being completely irrelevant, it's just a side effect.
Yeah, that's meant lots of tolerance needed.
Yep. Like I said, tolerance is the most important stat early on because we have to push
Now then.
Maria as a follower like very quickly. And we need rank 4 tolerance for that.
Pleasure to see you.
Oh my god.
Pleasure to see you.
No, I don't care. I hate this inn. This is the only inn where it's really bad. All the other ones are perfectly fine. But this one just sucks.
All right.
Time marches on, and the
Next
age
day,
of the new king draws
not that much
nearer.
tolerance. A little bit less.
I'll look at screen, it says tolerance 5 times already.
7-7 plus tolerance. 7-8 Maria rank 5 plus tolerance. 7-9 plus tolerance plus tolerance.
Oh, but first we have to do a...
We ought to proceed with
Do they always tell you the same story as well? Or it's like different ones each
Well,
time?
so the way it works is like they tell you a story for the first like... And it goes over like the first X amount of times that you go there, right? Okay, so we're buying some baits from this guy. 7 to be precise. So that's 1, 2, 3. This is where I don't know how to count further. Can you do it for me? 4, 5, 6,
I've got 7 in the notes.
and 27.
Okay, we did it. Yeah, we'll need these baits later for some fishing adventures. But yeah, now we're gonna head back here. We're gonna interact with this guy. We're gonna check this coronation rock, and basically this is a passive mag generator over time. Based on your popularity ranking, if you actually look at it, you'll receive some mag. The more popular you are, the more you generate every day. And we just went to pick it up because we had to debate this this hamster anyways. So now, going back to the good old trusty box lady. Would you say this is your favorite character, Star?
Oh, absolutely not. Keeps me out. Very strange. Get it away.
Don't worry, soon.
Soon?
Soon.
Can you see
What's
like a
happening to them?
What?
What's happening to them?
Oh no, soon we're just done with tolerance.
Oh, thank God.
Do they have like a face inside the cage, or is like that? The cage, it's the face / head.
Okay, there's one important thing here. We have some pictures from our trip, and every time we talk to Maria now, it asks us to give her one of the pictures as like a memory kind of thing, but we don't want that because that's slow, so I have to remember to skip that every single time. Nope. Wrong way.
What should we do?
Soon, trust. Soon. Only a couple more tolerances away.
Surely this is the last one of the run, right? Oh, thank God.
You're ending with 7-11. That's good.
We've been getting plus tolerance for the last month and a half.
Told you. Most important stat early on.
We want to get this early on for the XP bonus you mentioned earlier.
Yes, correct. That's why we've also been ranking Maria very quickly and a lot through the run.
Yeah, we're going to get Maria rank 6 very shortly.
All right.
And then rank 7 is where we get the bonus. You get one more early. I think it was rank 3? Maybe rank 4? Something like that. But then you get another one, which greatly increases your experience.
All right.
Another very productive day, listening to the same old story twice in a row. This is the Maria rank 6 day. But yeah, like in between the dungeons, there's a lot of, like in the speedrun, there's a bit of downtime in between all of these, obviously, because like we're only looking for very specific things. And drags out a little until the next dungeon. Because like if we could, I would just skip a lot of these days, like entirely. But unfortunately, that doesn't. Oh my God! Get out of my way! This guy, I hate that informant guy.
Well, what do you want to do?
All right, we're buying 4 mellow milks, 3 fruit cordials, and then more tolerance.
All right.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
All right, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Love that store.
Get out to Copenhagen Airport.
What?
Copenhagen Airport.
Huh?
What a 7-Eleven place.
All right, one last tolerance here.
Yay!
Unless I forgot one. Nope,
We did it.
we Gucci. We got it.
Now that we have 4 tolerance, can we get the XP bonus right now?
Yes, we'll get it very soon.
Is that on Maria rank 7?
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting it in 2 days' time.
Yep. And now we're getting some wisdom and some imagination as well.
What are we planning on using these for, Nev?
Stroll's one of Stroll's ranks requires imagination rank 3. Wisdom is required for one follower later on. Actually, that guy requires like everything. Needs imagination, wisdom, tolerance.
Go on, remember what the other 2 are? Remind us of the other 2 stats. Imagination, wisdom, tolerance.
Eloquence, and courage.
All right.
But yeah, that guy needs courage rank 5 later, and that's really annoying to achieve. Alright, 7-12. We got the wisdom, got the smarts, and now we're getting some more imagination.
What should we do?
I actually kind of remember what this story is about. It's about one person of each of the tribes sharing a loaf of bread, and yeah, I don't remember the rest. We probably also didn't listen to the rest, to be fair, because that was only part 1.
And the age of a new king draws nearer.
I think the Dead Prince kind of looks good still after being dead for so long.
Yeah.
No maggots yet.
What is the max value on these social skills? Is it rank 5?
Yes, rank 5.
So that level 5 courage is gonna take some farming.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can give a hint. It's gonna be the start of part 2 of this run on Tuesday night.
So we get 15 minutes of part 1 exposition at the beginning of part 2.
Yep, pretty much that. Not too much we can do about it though due to scheduling.
What do you want to do?
Alright, we're getting a little bit more wisdom. And then we're almost done with that as well.
Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, 0:44 a.m.
Something like that, yeah.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
To hydrate.
I'm pulling that from memory, by the way. If that's the exact number, I've been staring at spreadsheets for far too long this event.
I don't know. All right, dungeon time. This dungeon also includes the worst boss in this game, especially for magic. It's not as good at dealing physical damage as the physical route is. All right, we're actually let me make a safety save in case I mess up this. All right, Stroll's learning gunner. This is the one that we bought the crossbow for.
A new ability.
All right, this is also the first time that we're going to inherit abilities. We're inheriting Heat Up, which is the thing that increases physical damage by 10%. More if you have multiple of the same archetype.
To greater heights.
Not equipping this, Heise may learn Mage, and then also Gunner.
I have retained my edge.
This.
Oh wait, I'll fix this. We are supposed to equip Mage. I just forgot about that.
Steady effort.
That's insane that we're putting a little rabbit into a mech suit.
Sorry?
That's insane that we're putting a little rabbit into a mech suit.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good.
Oh, I was not
Is
supposed
this
to
what we
equip
bought the crossbow for earlier?
All right.
that. Yes.
A gunner.
I was not supposed to
I
equip
love
that,
video
though,
game
that's a
logic.
Problem.
What now?
Is it a problem?
Video game logic is the best logic, we all know that.
Alright.
What do you think?
If you guys want to familiarize yourself with the place, there's the maps. Not that
Beautiful
I need
map.
them. but-
This is some like final dungeon level map.
No, this is just the second dungeon.
Looks
Tom, but you're looking at what I'm looking at, right?
I think so, yeah.
This looks like some final dungeon level
Yep,
map.
yep.
Nope.
And like 4 mini
Second
bosses
dungeon.
on the way to the main one.
Yeah. This looks like the final dungeon of the game where the developers finally figured out how to make teleporters work.
Don't tell me.
Oh, no teleporters.
Yeah.
It'll take 2 or 3 hours to get through this map.
Takes like 5 minutes. If you don't count all the boss fights and stuff.
Ah, right. Are we over leveling the mobs here by 3 so that we can
No,
just
we're
bypass them?
not
we're
fighting
just
anything.
we're just dodging,
We're just dodging.
nothing.
Just dodging.
Dodging and hoping.
Yep. Yeah, this unfortunately this dungeon doesn't have a whole lot of things you can do
I don't think we can avoid a fight here.
in that regard, so you literally just want to run through.
The main character thing, I don't think we can avoid a fight here, is insane.
I don't think that was the main character. Let's Tinkerbell.
Oh,
The main character generally doesn't speak much in these games. It's like an Atlas thing. In Atlas games, main characters generally don't speak, if at all.
Onward.
Alright, picking up this. It's helpful, but it's also a little bit more of a timing thing because we need to wait for the baby to like not look at us while we're running through. Otherwise, we get into a fight with this guy, and we don't want that.
Pushing forward.
That might
I
be
wasn't
of
supposed to
use
pick
later.
that up, but oh well. I'm supposed
just
to pick
more
this
to
one.
sell later, I guess.
No, we're not selling it. It was a cooking ingredient. Selling that is slow. It wasn't a treasure. That's why I wasn't supposed to pick it up. Generally, what we're aiming to pick up is MP regeneration, Archetype experience, and treasures, and armor, and weapons. That's mostly what we're picking up.
We're done with the map already.
Not quite.
I guess
but
you know where to go, yeah.
yeah, I know where to go. Or I hope so, anyways.
Famous last words right here.
Great BGM though. Kind of fits the theme of everything. Whole medieval style. Alright, so in this room, the guy was all the way across, and we need to chase him. So we have to lower all of these bridges to drain the water. It's gonna take a while, because there's like 5 of them or something.
We're spotted. Blades at the ready.
Yeah, blades at the ready, because we're surely gonna fight. Also, I'm using a little bit of a camera trick here where I don't have the enemies on my screen, because everybody knows if you can't see them, they can't see you. That's how it works.
BDM logic again.
They're not loading.
That is actually kind of how it works in this game. If the enemies aren't on your screen, their AI kind of gets messy, and they sometimes just don't attack you at all because they can't see you.
Considering how important FPS is in this game, are you ever doing anything with your camera to avoid rendering certain things?
Oh no, I was turning away from the enemies.
Yeah, I know in this case
But
you're
yeah.
away from the enemies, but is that
Early,
technology?
if you need to, yeah, you can use it. I don't need to at home, really. There's one place where you're just never going to get 120 anyways.
They found us.
It's just not happening. That place is just
That worked like a charm.
bad, really bad. On the practice PC, I got like 40 in that place, so it's bad. But at least we're having almost stable 120 here, so that's not too bad. Alright, we're picking up this chest. This piece of armor is very important because it has +5 agility, which helps a lot with manipulating turn orders.
If it's useful, I say grab it.
Right. We also grabbed that lava crystal, which is a 200 damage AoE fire item, which we'll need later. Alright, so we lowered them all, and we miraculously teleport back over to the start.
Other than the skeleton fight, which I think I haven't done, have we seen any examples of like AoE weak hits and what that does to turn order? Does it just interact the same as a single target hit?
Oh, it
In
just
respect
counts.
to the
It just counts as one.
Okay.
Just counts as one.
I was
Alright.
thinking like if you could hit those skeletons with an AoE fire and you're hitting like 5 of them, you're gaining like 2 turns.
Oh no, you just get one. Alright, so this is where we use the invincible noodles, the first ones. We're gonna destroy these crystals. The crystal itself gives experience and everything, and also the enemies that spawn from it also give experience. Because when the crystal dies, all the enemies die that it spawned. So this way, Stroll got to Gunner level 2, which is somewhat important because level 2 is the level where you gain 1 strength from the level up, and that helps in the next fight a lot.
Don't tell me.
Alright, we're being chased by the baby again. And for some reason the baby is blowing up stuff in the back.
I'm gonna take its pacifier. It becomes mad at you.
Yep. Alright. Now we'll continue, and we're about to get thrown into prison. Because we came to chase Morris, which was the actual bad guy. And he kind of trapped us here, and now we're in prison. But luckily, Tinkerbell can just, you know, open the doors.
Here we go.
Alright, unfortunately, we have to fight these. You can get follow-up battles in this, but unfortunately, we were not lucky, so I might have to fight them all individually and get a reward screen every single time. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So this loses like 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds every time, which is a little annoying, but nothing you can really do about it.
Looks like we're safe for now.
Alright. We get ourselves out, and now we need to help our teammates out. For the route, we have to do this in a very specific order.
So, what do you think?
Because it also opens the door next to them with the enemies there.
We won't lose this
Now
fight.
we fight. Hidden eye.
We learned new synthesis. Okay, we got a follow-up on this one, that's good.
Oh, come on, more of them?
And we're just spamming AoE fire on these. I got bought everything. No third follow, no second follow-up, but I'm not even sure if that's possible.
Here we go.
I think the last one is always solo. I've never gotten all 3 back-to-back. Okay, we missed.
Tinkerbell's doing so much talking non-stop. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what did you say?
Tinkerbell is doing so much talking.
Told you, she's really annoying.
She never shuts up. It's worse than Navi.
Yep.
You must have a personal gripe, Tompa.
Navi?
But before this run, when I went to go get Tompa to come commentate, he's just sitting in a room of like 10 people playing Ocarina of Time, specifically.
Well.
So, on this one, we'll use the second set of invincible noodles. Also, we saved Hulkenberg second, because now we have 3 mages and 3 people for these. If we saved Hulkenberg first, then we would only have her and nobody else for the fight.
Lend me your strength. Is everyone all right? Stay focused.
You think your is best used?
Let's go.
Alright. That's not too bad.
Great work, everyone.
Also, the invincible noodles last for 30 seconds. But since we're in fight, they don't actually count down, so we can use them for the next fight as well. It's gonna be this big guy here. This big guy is a little annoying because there's some RNG involved. Okay.
Gunner.
Hey, Gunner. Thief. Stroll Warrior. And MC Warrior.
There they are.
Alright, so whenever you get a preemptive attack by depleting the bar while they're when you hit them in the overworld, you have like this yellow bar depleting, and if you engage them after it's depleted, you get like a preemptive strike kinda. And by doing that, the enemies are also stunned for 1 turn. And if we hit them, there's a chance that the stun will break. So we got lucky that it didn't break, so we didn't have to retry.
That'll do it.
Alright. So now the final menuing before the boss.
What now?
So we're equipping Gunner. The reason why we equipped Gunner on Heismate first was so that Stroll keeps the weapon he had equipped, so we don't have to like change weapon equips. Because the weapon was occupied by Stroll, so equipping Gunner on Heismate while Stroll has the weapon equipped means that Heismate gets a weaker weapon. And then when I re-equip the weapon on Stroll here, Stroll gets the good weapon back. Because Stroll is going to be the main damage dealer in this fight now.
If it's useful.
Grab a couple extra safety healing items here.
Move on.
Alright, we need to heal, and then we need to restore some MP. Let's see. It's fine.
This place.
Alright, picking up this for safety, or in case I need to sell it later. And now for the worst boss in the game.
The second one.
Yep. It's the baby.
That's terrifying.
Oh, beautiful.
Figure out what it really is.
Alright, so Mania Bullet is a very strong synthesis ability because it makes the enemy weak to every physical type. There's 3 physical types. Strike, Slash, and Pierce. Also, Deafening Ding is a good... Oh, okay, 2 dodges. So basically, we're banking on just dodging. I know this is very new.
Keep it up, Stroll. We'll do this together.
That sounds like great design. I love that.
Yep.
Your opening, Captain.
Alright,
Beautiful.
we're throwing these binding ropes, which increase hit chance and evasion, and then we're just healing in between. If he targets him again, he's dead. Okay, that's nice.
Like poetry in motion.
Alright, we're just gonna send more Mania Bullets.
Their weakness. That's your opening, Captain.
Some Lava Crystal.
Let's clean up this mess. This should work.
Mania. So the next turn is going to be scripted. Assuming we pass the damage range, which we should, she's going to heal him.
She healed the demon baby.
And then he's going to do this, which is effectively a free turn of damage, but also he's going to charge up.
The next one's yours.
Alright, so Corrosive,
Reel and run. But my shot.
Magla Potion,
I can't. Let's get on with it.
Mania,
Stroll.
Fine Probe, and a heal.
That helps.
My thanks.
Probably shouldn't have used this item, but whatever, we'll be fine. Okay, we
think
got a
you should
double.
use-
We got a. No.
Everyone. He hit its eyes. Maybe.
Okay, this is bad. Let me think about this. I think this is the only way I can do this.
Give me your aid.
I have to play this a little different now because this is off script now.
Maybe there's a better choice. I'm all prepared.
Should leave me with 2 turns, so we're gonna heal.
Quite a boon.
My thanks.
Be neither timid nor arrogant.
This really sucked.
Apologies. Would you finish it?
We just need to live this turn with everybody, especially Hulken.
Well done, Hulkenberg. Like poetry in motion.
After me.
Actually, Hulkenberg didn't need to live.
Keep it up,
I lied.
Lend me your strength.
So we're swapping from Mania Bullet to Walparash because the eyes are weak to Pierce by default, and it's a 1 to 3 hit move, and that way we have a higher damage range. Also, first try baby. That's the hardest boss in the fight, simply because you lack the options and you just have no, like in the speedrun, you have no good defensive options here. My first route got a different archetype to help with that by reducing his attack, but don't have that here. It just takes too long to get at this point. But yeah, that was pretty good. I did forget to put points in magic though, because I was a little preoccupied by actually beating that fight very smoothly, despite that one anxiety problem.
Made it work on the fly.
Yeah?
Classic RPGs.
I mean, we just had to hope, but the fact that he targeted Hulkenberg twice in a row was pretty rude.
All right.
Alright, let me put my points real quick before I forget. Alright, so this is the guy.
You know,
the guy that needs everything. So we're gonna accept his request, but we're not gonna do it quite yet. We're gonna do it way later. Oh, oops. Hey, what was that? Like 207? That's not bad. 207 is pretty decent. I think world record is like 201 something here, considering that runs on much better hardware. And physical is a bit faster early on anyways. It also has a faster strat for the baby in particular.
Does this game have a big speedrun scene already?
There is. Considering that the game is long and it's relatively new, I think there's a decent amount of people that have run it. I mean, it's a fun, well, for Persona standards, it is also a... Where am I going? That was the wrong wisdom place I was going to. But yeah, considering that it's still a Persona-esque game, it's pretty short in comparison, and I think the combat system is pretty nice.
The menuing looks nice. Everything feels swift and responsive. Everything seems to happen instantly.
Yes, for the most part.
Yeah.
There is some menus with incredible menu lag.
Yeah.
Like when you want to quick travel in a city or whatever, that has incredible menu lag.
But like things that are in combat, like
yeah,
even for example, if you retry a fight, you're just in instantly.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. If one of the characters or the boss or anything is still talking, you're stuck on a black screen until they're done talking. So in theory, one of the languages could be faster if you ever have to retry. But I haven't really looked into that because it's so that and it's so minuscule that it's not gonna matter. Shut up, Stroll. Nobody likes you.
And language differences like that make sense if you're starting the game from beginning to end, but it might be like, oh, if I'm retrying on specifically this fight, French is the fastest option. If I'm
there's only English and Japanese.
Oh yeah, sure. If I'm retrying on specifically baby, Japanese is faster because the Japanese text on baby is faster. But if I need to retry on the skeleton fight, the English text is faster on that fight. And how do you quantify that? Just play the one that you enjoy and then don't die.
Yep. All right, that is the second town done. We found the real kidnapper, which happened to be the leader and her right hand. So, since we need a head of a beast to deliver for this competition, she offered to deliver herself. So, we effectively get her head, if that makes sense. All right, so we're equipping some mages.
I'll show you the essence of truth.
You think me no mage?
I shall show you what truth
Had to equip them in the correct order again. Oh, we're hanging out with Stroll. Yeah, equipping them in the correct order is important because earlier we bought some weapons for the mages, but we only bought 2, and it always equips them in order. So it's not going to equip a weaker weapon on Heisme, for example, if I equip him first. So we do specific order of menuing to account for that. So yeah, our guy here, our engineer, has installed a bath cask on the Gauntlet runner now. So if we want to at night, we can take a bath.
What stat does taking a bath give us?
Mag. Which is important because that's indirectly money.
I was thinking, is it gonna like give us courage, give us wisdom, give us
No, but you can use bath salts that give you actual stats while bathing. So
we do not condone.
Unfortunately, they aren't available until later, or the relevant ones anyway. All right, we got another sightseeing spot here. Luckily, we're done with Maria's social link, so we can't accidentally give her pictures or whatever. Was it Strolled and Ice? Yeah, okay. We're getting some more imagination here. which we still need some, so convenient. Also, all of these hangouts also give 450 mag. That helps as well.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
And now we're about to meet our pink-haired friend again.
All right then, let's head there right away.
People in the chat were talking about the music before, and I think the music has been good so far in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's some nice tunes.
I think they're all also just really fitting. Like every single one, pretty much.
Recent JRPGs, I feel like have really locked in on that.
Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna do this. Okay, that's 1200 into. Okay, this should still be fine because we have fire fangs.
Yeah, you met the damage range.
Yep. There's a bit of a damage range here, but since we had these extra fire items from earlier, it didn't matter much.
I saw the number 2800 in the notes, and then saw the first hit for 1200 and got a bit panicked.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. I got the backup drops.
Yeah, because
but since they're random, you can't really account for them. And the one item that you do pick up, which does 200, you use on the baby fight.
Yeah, it says in the notes.
If
two Meteor 4, 2 Ice Chunk if you do less than 2800 retry, and I saw 1200 on the first Meteor 4 and went 1200, 2400, 2 Ice Chunks at 100 each, 2600. We are retrying.
Yep.
Re-roll this again. But then the second one hit for 1600 and we're good.
Well, it was actually below if I didn't have the fire fangs. I used a different item as a like they're random drops. They do 150 instead. That's why I had a little bit more leeway. But Ice Chunks only do 100, so...
Well, we were on 1197, 1585, 1600, 20...
It was just below 2800.
We were on 2772. 2782.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Before we started using the items.
Yeah.
Is that...
Ice Chunks do 100 each, so it wouldn't have been 3k.
Okay.
It's just 3k each.
So you would have needed one of the 150s in that scenario.
Exactly.
But we had more.
Yeah, I mean, I just used to. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, okay. You don't want to do the math.
That way they're also out of my inventory.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, they kind of mess up. Also, this is the city where the FPS is really bad. It's A-okay right now, but there's one place coming up soon. Also, if you run into this woman, she's just really surprised. Did you see? You walk past her, just nothing happens.
I mean, if I saw someone riding with a sword next to me, I would be surprised as well, to be honest.
Yeah?
I don't know if that's a common thing in this game, but I haven't seen anyone else except you do it, so...
Nope. I went to the wrong place.
Nice.
Just a little extra boat tour.
Need a ride?
But yeah, so this place has a bunch of different districts, and kind of need to navigate from one to another via boat.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the place where the FPS is really bad, and we're gonna spawn in here many times. So this is where you can probably save a good chunk of time if you have consistent 120 in this area.
Sorry, am I currently watching a game with a day system with a moon with an angry face on it? What did I see in the sky there?
Oh, that's the king.
Beg your pardon?
So the king died.
I'm listening.
The king died,
And then turned into a moon with an angry face.
and Lewis was the one that killed him.
Okay.
But the people don't know, can't prove, whatever, that it was him. Or they just don't care. Pick one. Leave it up to your imagination. And he basically wanted to just be the heir. But because the prince is dead, well, quote unquote dead, but he's just cursed, he's still alive. And he was not aware of that, so he just killed the king, thinking that he could become the new king, and then these whole events like transpired in the way they are now. Also, this is the part where everybody delivers the heads of their monsters that they slain. So we're delivering our head.
The baby head?
No, the woman head.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And I know you couldn't see it, but they actually just straight up executed her. And we got more popular because of it.
Sure. We're talking about the pink-haired girl.
Hmm?
The pink-haired girl.
Wait, what?
Who was the woman that we sacrificed?
You know, in the previous town, that one when we first went to Barden and he led us in the castle. She was basically the mayor. Whatever word you want to call it, but yeah, she was the woman with power in that city. And she was also the one that did the whole like baby kidnapping and stuff.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, so we're gonna sell some more mag. That's why we unlocked this guy earlier. We're selling all of it. And then we're going to some of the districts in this area. Okay, if I could talk to this guy. So yeah, Lewis saw what happened and he got really interested in us all of a sudden. So he's invited us to his Gauntlet runner, which it's like the Bugatti of Gauntlet runners, kind of. You'll see in a second. It's quite the thing. But first we have to do a little bit of a detour to this guy.
Such a bother.
He's in a lot of pain and we're helping him out and he gives us a tail bait in exchange.
Fancy a ride?
Which is very important. For the magic route. Physical doesn't get that because it doesn't need it. And yeah, that's his Gauntlet runner in the back. The red thing.
It sounded like a Scottish accent before, by the way. Was it?
What now?
Sorry?
I would have called that a Scottish accent. Fancy
did-
your eye.
The boulder ride.
New possibility.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like British and Scottish voice actors in this.
Thanks for the separation there, Nev.
Stronger.
Really appreciate it.
Alright, we leveled up Healer to 10 because it's one of Moore's quests.
No.
And it gives us stats that we need. And it also gives us the ability to access the Archetype menu from anywhere. So we don't have to come back here every single time. Also, the next quest he had for us was to level or learn Gunner. And we already did that before, so we auto-completed it afterwards. Gives us extra stats, extra mag. Alright. Now we're about to board his mansion.
And yet,
You're not serious.
Is this classic JRPG? You have an airship and then you find a guy with a better airship and you unlock different lands?
We didn't have an airship yet. Our
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is
but
running.
this isn't an airship, it's a Gauntlet runner, but
Well,
this
it's
going to unlock
it's a
new
sky
area?
runner. His is a sky runner.
oh,
it actually
oh
flies.
right, yeah, so this is how we unlock the next area as I'm taking it?
Kinda.
Real original there.
Well, so our real objective here is to actually infiltrate his runner. So we were checking. Tinkerbell was checking out the area, seeing how we could best get in, and the actual dungeon objective is to infiltrate it without being noticed and steal the formula for the curse to get like an antidote kind of thing.
Let's focus.
That is mainly what's going to happen.
Oi there.
But for now, we're going to sleep. So if you sleep during the day, you will spawn in the inn, which makes it really convenient if you need to sleep in the evening as well. And that's what's going to happen for most days of the run later on, once we're done with all of the social stats. So far, not quite there yet. Still have a couple more left, and a couple social links, followers, whatever. One of them which we're going to level right now.
Oi there.
So Barden's the good guy. He also kind of saw through the whole thing of his buddies, quote-unquote, doing the whole kidnapping thing. So now he's helping us instead.
Barden looks like the character that like joins you as a good guy, but then secretly betrays you. That you could tell about. Dark.
Yeah. He's not that guy though.
He's not that guy.
He's not that guy.
What do you want to do?
Spoilers.
I mean, his two buddies were the bad guys, right? He just didn't know. He was unaware.
I think it's the butler.
Hmm?
I think it is the butler who's the bad guy.
All right.
Okay, we're getting more imagination, listening to some stories, yada yada.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
But yeah, Barden also comes with an archetype, which is quite important actually for the run, for both routes.
Is it the Bard archetype?
No,
No.
it's the commander, and it has some very good stuff. So we're accepting this quest real quick next to Stroll. This one is required for later, because accepting this quest unlocks certain information at the informant, and we'll need that later in the run. So we're doing Stroll's rank 5 here, and after this we'll need imagination to continue his rank.
All right, let's go.
But yeah, about the archetype thing, what I didn't mention before is there is more than one archetype per line. It's basically like you have mage, wizard, and then you have like another two. So they upgrade each time.
Time marches
And
on,
they're
the
locked
age of
behind
a
the
new
follower
king
ranks, the
draws
upgrades.
nearer.
So if you just start a follower, you get like the basic one, and then later on down the ranks you get the better ones.
That means
And Barden's entire line is pretty strong. However, we're only going to stick with Commander for speed purposes, because otherwise we have to do too much stuff. We have to get an entire extra social stat that we don't need, and so on. But yeah, we're just getting some more imagination. Maybe we can use that time to get some donations as well.
What do you want to do?
Aziz, the floor yours or mine?
Isn't that
All mine. We have a $45 donation from AJ Frost 9101 with the message, "Sad I can't be there with everyone this year like I hope to be, but hope you all have a lovely time, and here's to making a big difference for a good cause." AJ has put that towards the poll response for Uncharted 2 Drake's skin. They've chosen Donut Drake. I would like to note though that they also contributed to the Mort the Chicken Funky Skin target, but they've donated $45. And if they donated just a single dollar more, they could have redeemed one of the ESA t-shirts. The ESA t-shirts this year are really good. The quality on them is really good. They're actually being done in-house at headquarters in Vekwa.
I've been on location, seen them made it.
Yeah,
It's
Tom, I'm
good
sure.
stuff.
I'm sure you've been there.
They have a whole factory with all the shirts and stuff they're making.
I've been in HQ, but not in its current t-shirt factory operation. They're all being done in house. Like the vast majority of it is going to.
now then.
And just like that, we have t-shirts. ESA Summer 25. ESA Summer 25. The dates with the classic "Never Happened Before" text down the bottom. These are all being made in-house by your favorite friends at ESA. The charity's getting the vast majority. Like the t-shirts are being made.
Where to?
Labor isn't even being counted in. Make sure you get your t-shirt redeems in, especially if you're donating 45. You could pay $1 and get a t-shirt. It's worth it. We also have a $25 anonymous donation. I think this one is for stream too. But I just wanted to bring it up because they've contributed to the target of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 anime %. I know Eris is over there in tech and he's excited for the run, and I've seen anime % before, and it's ridiculous and it's hilarious and it's a good time. You're gonna want to see it. Thanks everybody for your donations.
So while all the donation stuff was happening, we did a little bit of shopping. And we're still kind of in the process of shopping. Primarily what we did back in Grand Trad here was we also, I need you guys to count again because I'm really bad at this. I need 11 of these. This is the second one. But it only counts if I pick the second option.
3,
3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Alright, we got them all.
And if I was reading the single frame of text that was up for, we were getting 4 each. What do we need 44 red grass for? Are we cooking?
Cooking.
Cooking?
Yep, cooking.
What are we cooking?
Some stews later on.
There's some stews. What are the stews giving us? Are they giving us
The,
stats?
the stews are making us swole as hell.
Hell yeah.
Basically, they are a charge equivalent as food for the entire party, and charge just more than doubles your damage.
The age of a new king draws nearer.
Wow.
Yeah, big.
When do we get to use these cooking items? Is this like an in battle thing?
In part 2.
In part
Stay
2.
tuned, Star.
When do we get to use them? Wednesday 0044. Did I get that right when I said it earlier, by the way? I didn't check schedule.
Something like that. But yeah,
you can check schedule if you type !smart schedule and answer it for me, but I think I have this spreadsheet memorized.
I can confirm that the local time is 44 minutes past midnight on Wednesday morning.
I'm so good at
Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, depending on however your language sets it.
I think there's 168 runs or something this event.
Oh, I'm not doing that for you.
It's on Hararo, it's like stream 1 122, stream 2 46, and I'm locked in.
We have added extra rounds though.
We have had extra runs.
And-
I don't
and
know if that accounts for last night's swaps. There might be one more.
Like we added a con
we
run
also
earlier.
have a dungeon time.
Ooh.
Do we have
But
a
yeah.
big map as well?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, beforehand we had a bit of shopping. It was mainly just set up for
All right then.
it was mainly just set up for cooking and a couple other things, MP recovery items, and weapons for our new goodies. All right, this is the new menu. Oops. As you can see, we can just get here from anywhere now. And we're learning Commander on main character and Heistmate. Heistmate will stay on Commander for a good amount of time. Main character, we'll just learn it for now, and then we'll use it occasionally. Commander is a really strong archetype, but primarily for one of his abilities,
I have retained my edge.
which we're going to get right away on Heistmate.
Steady effort is key.
At level 9, he's going to learn Formation of Vigor. And what it does is it moves everybody into the front row, and it increases their attack by 2 stages.
What's the multiplier on that look like? What does 2 stages give us?
Oh.
It says Pokemon and it's 2 times.
No, definitely not that much, but it's quite a bit.
Hey, you.
You got some rough ballpark. So we can go up to +3, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Do you know roughly what 1, 2, and 3 is?
Second.
Warrior.
Try not to mess this up.
Don't interrupt an RPG player when he's menuing.
But I did this menu entirely wrong because I'm on the entirely wrong job.
Warrior.
Okay, this should be mostly correct now. There we go. I saw the sword on main character and I was like, wait, this is wrong.
This place.
We're also picking up a better gun here.
Well, they must have some
Crossbow, whatever.
Well, it's for the gunner class, so I think crossbow's a bit of a stretch. But it might technically be what it's called.
Well, I mean, they are crossbows.
Yeah. The physical item is a crossbow. I just... You go into your Archetype and you've got a Gatling gun. It's like, where's the crossbow went to?
Yeah. I just hope I got everything correct in the menu. Because I did an oopsie and equipped the wrong thing on Stroll, and I cannot for the life of me remember what accessory he's supposed to have now.
Watch out!
We did it with a different camera angle. It's unusual.
Yeah, we're in another stealth mission here,
Yeah,
basically. Okay, I have to do some extra circles there, because otherwise this guy is looking at me straight up, and we cannot be seen by these, otherwise we have to fight them. And we are currently alone. Our entire party was waiting for us to do the job to clear the way. So now basically we have to go through all of Lewis's subordinates here, and we need to get all the access keys for the Skyrunner. So we have to kill, we have to defeat them all and grab all of their keys. And for all of these fights, you only have 3 turns. But luckily, you can status this guy, and then you just peel this crit for free. Because if an enemy is slept...
No.
Okay, I have a problem.
Go on.
I have a corrosive acid. This might work. I didn't swap Heistmate to Commander for whatever reason. We might still be fine though.
We're trying to kill this guy without the attack buffs that we were looking for.
Yes, I'm just gonna play it safe and sleep him once more. Because I was supposed to formation of vigor here, but I have to think about my MP as well, because not supposed to use all of my MP here. Okay, that was a bit of an oopsie, but kind of salvaged that. That was a lucky corrosive acid that we had from earlier. I need to fix this ASAP. Need to double check his equip though now, because it's all off. I think he should have this. Okay, now we're equipping triple mage here. Because we'll need this for the next boss.
Do you have a specific day when your cutoff point is for the part 1?
Yes and no. I'm kind of playing a little bit by the estimate, right? Since it's a 2-parter, we have a little bit of leeway, right?
Again, we did gain 10 minutes last night, so if you want, I could put this headset down, go over to that computer,
don't worry
and change
about
the
it for now.
310 to a 320.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, the 310 I should be able to make. It's more about the 321 if we can incorporate some of the courage farm into this one. All right, this section is a little bit annoying because you can't see very well unless you press L2, which is like an enhanced vision. If you've played P5, it's like a third eye. I keep pressing L3 for whatever reason. But yeah, we still need to knock all of these guys out, and it's a little bit annoying because you can't see them. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Items, all the way around here. Picking up this armor that we're never gonna equip, by the way. These boots are also kind of important for speed. And we finally met Heismay over here, and now we're gonna start the distracting maneuver. Because these guys were standing in a position where you could not approach them from the back. But thanks to Heismay's distraction, we can just knock them out. So now we have one more up here. We need to wait for him to turn. So a couple circles. Let's just pray to God that I didn't mess up the menuing again.
Ready?
Right. As a second guy, this is a... Well, they're all not very... Well, the last fight kind of sucks, but... The first two are not very hard. As long as your sleep doesn't have like the 1% mischance or whatever, you're fine.
Hey! Feast your eyes on some real magic!
Yeah, so...
Let's get on with it!
Place me on Commander.
Yep.
We're all buff. Should
Yep.
be good.
Eyes on some real magic!
And now we're just gonna ascend the Meteor Force.
I'll stay my blade.
Get out of my
I
room!
passed turn, so we have a better turn order, and we can get a second one from main character.
Go for it! I'll drag you before the...
And there we go. Free fight.
Easy.
He's
Got burned up in that armor.
But yeah, the mage wall that he was casting every turn, it makes it so that he blocks or repels all physical abilities. So physical needs to, like physical route needs to go around that a little bit. So flipping commander. That is it. Yeah, so physical route needs to go around that a little bit by getting a matter break hammer from somewhere in order to break that barrier and then basically kill him in one turn. Like, they set up a lot and then just kill him in one turn instead, but the setup takes 2 turns as well, so it's one of the few fights that is actually just straight up slower in physical because you have to do so much extra work. Alright, we're approaching, let me double check here. 60. This should be fine, but I'm gonna play it safe. It's 2 of these. Didn't want to do the math, so just in case I regen some MP. Alright, this last fight is horrible. It's a double fight and the enemies go before you. Yep.
Gap.
Hey,
So there is like a 1-minute cutscene before this, so if you actually do die in the fight, like fully die without being able to retry, you have to go through all of this again. It's not very fun.
There's certain things that happen in speedrunning that are tilting, like, you know, having to retry and go through a 1-minute cutscene, but specifically that cutscene with like the red alarm bells, just to remind you that you're bad, that's rough.
Yep, something like that. But it's not even bad, this fight is just bullshit. That's all I can say. Like, look, he starts with a Megiddola, or Megiddo, or whatever. Mage Almighty, same thing. And then this guy just hits you. So, just gonna vigor. We have to back row everybody again.
Lend me your strength. Set it up.
to the rear guard. I'll stay my blade.
And we're gonna heal here. Oh, I don't have one. I'll just use this.
My thanks!
Thank you.
So we used one of the commander synthesis, which reduces their accuracy, which is exactly what we're banking on. And it also does AoE damage. It targets every enemy, and it does a lot of damage too. So the strat here is we just dodge. And we have the turn order set up exactly in a way so that we pass Buster Blast Maneuver, and it just works out perfectly. Yeah, that was a very good fight. I did forget to put points in magic though. I will just do it now.
What now?
So yeah, that was this dungeon basically. This dungeon is done for now. We have to come back later though. The game forces us back in here at a very specific date.
Sleep, 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 sleep.
Sleep, sleep, sleep. Yep. We got a.
Yes, what are we doing?
Hmm?
What are we doing here? We're out of commission for a long weekend.
Yeah.
Time marches on, and the age of
What are
a
we
new
waiting on?
king draws nearer.
We're waiting on the donations to be read.
Fair play, you heard the man.
Okay.
We have $5 from 247 Yu-Gi-Oh with the message #Year of Ratchet. Whoa, I love Ratchet and Clank. This game looks so sick. Good luck finding all those tools of construction. Sorry, I mean tools of obstruction. No, wait, I think it's tools of instruction. Anyway, I hope you get the tools of production. That is what we call a Stream 2 donation.
I'm pretty sure that's meant to be in Stream 2
Yeah,
right
that's definitely
now.
meant to be on Stream 2. So I think, Mr. 247 Yu-Gi-Oh,
Time marches
that you
on,
can't
and
hear
the
me.
age of a new king
I think you've clicked the
draws
wrong
nearer.
donate button.
I will sort that. Carry on though.
I have a button here that says send to Stream 2.
Press it.
Not that I know that anybody is actually reading it over there. Regardless, there are video games on Stream 2.
Yep. But they're not metaphor.
They are not metaphor. No doubt though we will have a fine selection of other long RPGs.
Oh
on
yeah,
Stream 2.
definitely.
Final Fantasy 7.
Remake?
Remake?
Rebirth?
Rebirth. I was gonna say Crisis Core, which is just wrong.
And a quick short run of Final Fantasy 9 later as well.
I think we have like 6 hours of Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, 4 hours of Archipelago,
All right, let's go.
too many hours of FF9.
Yeah, Archipelago is based.
Archipelago is based.
Yeah, I love it. So.
I've been speaking to the runner Nally about that runs. But the runner, there's 4 runners. I've been speaking to the Ocarina of Time runner. I'm sure you have as well, Tom.
Yeah.
Don't call me out. Harbour all of your complaints to the scheduling team.
Amen.
We're heading over to this optional area. The first one, actually.
What to pick?
And we're doing this because we need to finish the quest from this one guy earlier, the one that needs like all of the different social stats. And when you sleep here, you always get an encounter. And then I'm gonna try and run away here. I should have probably just tried to run away from the first, but it's really annoying if that fails. If this one fails to run away, at least he's also gonna run away right away. So it's more like a safety net, so you don't have to sit through 15 different enemy attacks.
All right then.
Alright, we're also gonna take a bath now.
Did no salt, I guess.
We would have taken a bath if I didn't accidentally press circle.
then.
Confirm.
Let's go.
Alright, this time we're taking a bath for real.
We're taking a river bath.
No.
Oh wait, no, we have an actual bath.
Yeah, we have the bath casket. And it gives 1200 mag. And no second
Time
encounter.
marches
Good.
on, and the age of a new king draws
The
nearer.
first one is guaranteed. I don't know how exactly it works, but every time, the first time you go somewhere, optional,
To pick.
in the run, it will always give you the same encounter. The second one is random. Luckily, we didn't get the second. Alrighty.
What now?
We're going
I'll
back
show
to
you the essence of
Mage,
truth.
and we need the Mint Charm.
Okay then.
Someone remind me that when I'm done with this, that I swap back to Commander. I like to forget that.
I'll try.
When we're done with what?
With this mini dungeon,
Hail!
And who's swapping back to Commander?
main character.
It's right there. Star.
It's right there, but
hyphen Commander. Makes sense.
Hey, look, these enemies are mostly not seeing us because we can't see them. Yeah. This fight is slightly annoying with magic, but someone made it work.
Oh, I love this design, this mansion.
It's a mimic.
Yeah.
Pretty big one.
I did the monsters just keep on getting worse and worse?
Classic RPD enemy.
So, this is where we bought the luminous spheres for, and we're just guarding in the back row. So one of Barden's passives is also that if everybody is in the back row, you you take less damage overall, which is very important. So the accessory that I equipped on main character is to prevent sleep, because this guy has a move called Sleep the Air, and it just sleeps everybody. We're doing double this, and then Meteor 4, and see ya. Pretty clean fight, but then again, nothing bad can really happen in this fight. Alright, so we are leaving the dungeon and then coming back in to pick up the item, but first I'm equipping Commander.
Yeah.
And then,
Didn't even need to remind you.
yeah. And then we'll use the thread to leave. We'll go one back in. It's faster than walking all the way back somehow. Because the actual place where we get the item is right at the start here. Just we have to kill the mimic to get the key for this.
Nice. Here we go.
And on this one, luckily, it just teleports us out immediately anyways.
Hey, okay.
All right, we got a good variety of things going on.
Yeah.
First of all, a feast with the friends.
Ooh. I need some food as well, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, I'm going for food after this.
Nice.
Yo, can we get ice cream delivery?
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Like, well, somebody else is going round the corner for us. Who could do it? None of them.
Well, what are you craving then?
I'm fine with whatever.
Classic food court.
Yeah, we can go food court. You joining us, Star and Mizzo? Where did Mizzo go?
I have no idea where Mezuhus went. Disappeared. He's at hostess. Lord knows what he's doing.
Probably prepping for the interview in 15 minutes.
Hey man.
But yeah, Stroll rank 7. Stroll is one of, like I said, one of the few followers that we actually rank to 8. Sorry, 8 is the max. And now we have to get rank 1 of our new guy. So we have to head over to Matira, a little bit of teleport action.
Speaking of heading over and at the end of this run, how are we feeling on the estimate? I have 10 to give you if you need it.
Should be fine.
Should be fine. Keep it at 310.
It really depends how we want to start part 2, right? That is the main thing.
That's on you. It doesn't need to be an action-packed start because we're going to need to have a last episode on Dragon Ball Z with everyone at home.
True. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. It's probably a good thing. Can go over what happened, the mishaps of the run so far, all kind of stuff.
That being said, I feel like we are on good pace. You were saying earlier, I think at 207.
Yeah, I was like 5 or 6 minutes behind only, behind the world record at that point.
Yeah. Good pace.
And I haven't really, outside of that one menu mishap, which didn't lose that much. And some of the fights are faster than the world record route anyways in the Skyrunner. Probably not too bad.
Well then.
What is world record for this category?
5:48 something.
Not bad.
Well, I really do wish we had a load remover though because of all the technical things. But yeah, Stroll rank 8 here. We did it. 39 from the popularity ranking. We're so winning. Alright, and we get the new guy as well, Alonso. This is
Baker.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
This is the most crucial follower in this run. because he unlocks an accessory that reduces synthesis cost by 1 turn. Which, with the amount of synthesis that I've used in this run, I think you can imagine
How
how
many turns
strong
is
that
this usually costing? 3?
3 if it's 3 characters, 2 if it's 2 characters.
Oh, right.
Yes, he did swap command before.
So yeah, everything costing effectively 1 is very strong. That's also why he's the most obnoxious to rank, I guess.
Is this who we need level 5 courage for?
Yep.
Yes, of course.
That is exactly the
Which is
guy.
why it looks like we're sleeping for about a week.
Time marches on.
Actually, only a couple
The
days.
new king draws
We're just waiting for the party, right?
The notes here say Alonso rank 2, sleep, sleep, sleep. Alonso rank 3, sleep, sleep, sleep. Alonso rank 4.
And there's most likely more sleep underneath as well. You want to bet that there's more sleep under the rank 4?
Yeah, I'm guessing it says sleep, sleep, sleep. Alonso rank 5.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Well, that is the one curse of speedrunning these games. Like, eventually you just run out of things that you really need to set up, and then you just end up with a lot of sleeping, going home, whatever. Depends on the game you're playing. In Persona, it's a lot of go home, sleep. But at least early on, you have a good amount of stuff that you have to do, as you might have seen. A lot of setup to get to where we are now. Also, Barden randomly sends us some care packages, but unfortunately most of them are useless unless they're MP recovery items at this point. And he has not sent us MP recovery items, I believe. He's not doing a good job at being in charge, being a commander.
What should I...
We have a couple more days before the party.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Are we doing any of these social skill levels up after we get courage rank 5? What do we have planned after this?
No, courage rank 5 is the last thing we get for social stats.
Where are we going once we get courage rank 5?
Sleeping.
Sleeping for what purpose? If we don't have more socials to level up.
What should I...
Well, after rank 5, you can get Alonso rank 7, right? That's what you need courage rank 5.
Yes, I see.
What now?
I hate that whenever one of the ranks is like locked by a social stat, it's the bottom option that you have to select, and it gets me every time.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Well then.
Alright, 2 more days, and then there's a double sleep, so I can just go straight to the next one.
What should I...
Time marches on.
There's some hype outside.
Some people having fun out there.
Oh.
Happy birthday to Emma. Ella? Somebody out there is birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Alright. It's the last day of free roam. And I get Alonso rank 5 real quick.
It says that Alonso is a faker. What is he faking?
Well, he's a scammer.
Oh, okay.
Time marches on, and the age of a new
And
king draws
the
nearer.
archetype is all about buffs and debuffs and gambling.
What is the archetype called?
Faker.
Oh, Faker, right.
So Faker has hit like its signature ability has a chance to give you 4 turns, 3 turns, 2 turns, or remove all of your current turns. With the retry button existing, it's really strong, but It's not exactly something.
I mentioned earlier with retries being very quick.
Yep.
When you say it gives you like 4 turns, 3 turns, 2 turns, or takes
Blinking ones.
Do you mean additional?
Yeah.
Additional.
Yeah.
Not like it sets your turn counter to.
No, you gain. It's really strong. But it can also like you could start with Faker. You could start the fight with Faker. Have 4 turns. You press it. You lose them all. And then the enemy hits you and you die. Because you're not prepared for losing them. Everything can happen. All right, anyways, the party is happening. We are doing the infiltration mission while everybody else is having fun. And someone started the Skyrunner and put it sideways. So now we're on the outside here, kinda, and we're stuck and we kind of have to get back in. So we'll do some wing skating with our sword.
And some platforming.
Yeah. You have to jump onto like the glowing areas, otherwise you're just gonna fall off and die.
Sweet.
Fortunately, the game jumps automatically, so you don't have to worry about that one. Okay, we are on Commander. Next boss is coming up in a minute. We can bang out a donation beforehand. I just have to search some things in Lewis's quarters here real quick.
A second to get into the system here. We have a $10 donation from Anonymous with no message, but they have put that towards the Uncharted 2 poll, looking for the Genghis Khan skin on Drake. Again, a reminder that you can put your donations towards both a poll and a target. I believe we still have Eris's target up for anime percent on his Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 any percent run.
Yep.
I think we are. There it is. On command, remaining $38.
Yep.
Right on the screen, at the very
Good
bottom.
timing, good timing.
All right, so next boss coming up. There were apparently 2 other people who had the same idea, kinda, or the idea to stop 1 of us, 2 of us. And now the woman is in trouble, and the guy's holding her at gunpoint, and we have to just get hit by his dog because we can't attack.
Is there anything we can do?
We just have to die here. It's unfortunate, but luckily, it turns out she's on our side, and she awakens to her archetype here.
You need to pet the dog as well.
Oh yeah, I will. Watch. So the dog is weak to wind, so we're using Cyclo on Juna, the new young lady that we just got to our party. And then we're using a Buster Blast maneuver on the main character for the extra damage. We do want to kill the dog first. If you do kill the dog first, you gain double experience. So that's why we're doing this.
So I take it the fight ends when the
ends
character dies.
Exactly.
But they both give XP.
Exactly. So we have to kind of work around that a little bit. But he keeps healing, which is really annoying. It is another one of those we just pray, we dodge kind of scenarios. Okay, the dog is dead, and now he's gonna die as well. Okay, that was not too bad. Okay, we got 5,850, otherwise we would have... I didn't put points of magic again. What happened afterwards is he tried to kill us, but since we're in the top 20 now, we are also protected by the king, so nobody can kill us. In theory, but somehow we can still die in fights, which doesn't really make sense. But I guess since it mostly applies to the other candidates, it's a bit different. But yeah. Now we're back here. Juna is now part of the team. Her archetype is quite interesting because it can get different abilities by using masks as her accessories. And it can use masks of every single other archetype and therefore get some of their abilities. Unfortunately, most of them are very useless, so not gonna see much usage of that. I didn't put points of magic again. Someone remind me when I spawn in. So yeah, I guess we have time for them.
Couple messages from the folks at home. We have $46 from Slim Jim. That $46 is going to be a number we're seeing a lot this event, because that's how you get your ESA Summer 25 event t-shirt redeem. Slim Jim says, "Thank you for yet another great event, everyone. Also, what the F is Call of Duty anime %?" Well, Slim Jim, if you put your $46 towards the target that's $38 away, we would have found out. We would have found out. The only way to find out what Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 anime % is to put money towards Call of Duty 2 Modern Warfare anime %.
True.
And you're not gonna understand what it is until you see it. You need to witness it firsthand. There's no other way. I cannot describe it. We also have cheeky $5 from Anonymous with no message. They're putting that towards the Save the Baby Glitch exhibition in Super Metroid. Thank you so much for your donations, everyone. It's all going to a good cause.
Let's head there
All right.
right away.
So our objective now is to travel to a different place. We told Lewis a story that obviously was not true, because we couldn't tell him, oh yeah, we snuck into your chambers to try and steal something. So instead we corroborated with Juna and told him, yeah, this guy just tried to kill us out of nowhere. And now he's sending us on a mission to get an artifact for the next part of the tournament. So our engineer has equipped our Gauntlet runner with the ability to swim. So now we're swimming all the way to Verga Island. And I think we might be able to do the boss before Estimate. So yeah, now we're also gonna start cooking.
Actual cooking.
Yep. We're gonna make 2 Coney stews, which is an item that removes all ailments on all characters.
All right.
And
Let's head there
then
right
we're gonna
away.
go to the deck and we start fishing. So the baits that we bought earlier are giving us fish that we need for the stews that I mentioned earlier. The tail bait is for the caster version of it. So you have 3 dialogue choices. Depending on which one you pick, you get different rewards. We're looking for the ones that give us 2 Queen's Honey jars and 1 of the respective fish of the bait that we're using.
All right.
And we're taking a bath here again for some more mag.
Need to stay clean.
Yep.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
All right, and the boss is coming up. But first, we have a little bit more fishing to go.
All right then. Let's go.
The truth.
All right. So generally for the fishing options, I'm just looking at the second one. If the second one is Thrash and Splash, I'm picking that. Otherwise, it's always the third option. All right. So sightseeing point here, and then we'll have the boss fight right after. Also, people at home, do not be worried by the estimate. There's still plenty of time in part 2.
You're wondering why we're not in the final boss fights right now.
Exactly.
What's
This crazy wrong warp is coming up here.
Oh my
god, I opened this thing again.
Gotten 3 hours into the run to do credits wrong work.
Leave it to me.
Okay, we have to change our party here. Remove Juna. Nugal, unfortunately useless in this fight. Alright,
Oh, I know this fight.
yep. This fight is a bit tricky because we've essentially brought a knife to a gunfight. This guy has 2 abilities that 2 of our members are weak to. So we just need to dodge them. At least one person needs to dodge. Okay, perfect. We're using Assault Beacon, which gives 1 of every stat. It gives 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 accuracy evasion. So that's how we're trying to make it through the first 2 turns. And then we're going to use Buster Blast maneuver to just nuke the tentacles. Okay, another random strike. We have 1 dodge here. That was close, but we made it. So we're just going to heal here with, I guess with this.
My thanks. Be neither timid nor I'll use this.
I owe you.
I'm obliged.
Let's do this.
Hit your weak point.
We'll do this together.
I missed.
That should make things a little easier on us.
Are we doomed?
I'm at +3 accuracy, and this guy is at -1. And I still miss. I hate it here. It's fine, we'll
Is it one of the tentacles that you missed on?
No, I missed the main guy.
Missed the main body.
Yeah. The tentacles are gone, which is good, because now he does less damage, but it's still annoying. I just hope he doesn't just Ink Spew. Okay.
Feel heavy.
Time to miss everything.
I defer to you.
Let us clean up the. Allow me
This is what we made the stew for, to cleanse all of our ailments.
Yep.
Let's get on with it.
But yeah, because of the miss, I also have to heal 1 more time here.
I knew you'd help. My thanks.
quite a boon.
And yeah, the legs are going to get regenerated, and hopefully he does not do Soul Scream. Okay, he did not. That's important, because Soul Scream would be really bad here. Oh, that was not what I meant to do, but... this might actually be a problem. This is a very big problem. Because now he's going to Soul Scream, and we're in a little bit of trouble. Unless... We're actually fine.
You have a spare stew as well, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna play this extra safe now. What a disaster of a fight, but
Tier 1!
so many things went wrong. Ideally, he doesn't Ink Spew and you just kill him before he even recovers the legs, but it doesn't always work out that way. But yeah.
That's what we had the stews for.
Yep. But yeah, so this is effectively the end of part 1. I just need to get to the next state to save.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So yeah, we'll basically start off part 2 with an entire new area. New town, Verga Island, and then and time. I'll just double save here just in case. Or triple.
Backup
But yeah.
Backups.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might be a minute 52 over estimate, but in the end, there is plenty of time to save in the second half of this.
I think we're ahead of where you expected you would be.
Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of on pace, like 2 minutes behind. I was expecting this to be roughly 3:10.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's
But yeah,
good, that's good.
that was part 1 of Metaphor. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Second part will be the the night from Tuesday to Wednesday at like
0:34 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yes, correct. CEST.
Yes, Sweden time.
Yeah, so like
18:34 Eastern, 23:34 UK.
Yep.
Other numbers in other places.
And the schedule is in your local time zone, so
yes.
Exactly.
it's all good.
ESAmarathon.com/schedule or horado.org/ESA Summer 1 for stream 1 and ESA Summer 2 for stream 2.
Yep.
You can find it in chat by going !Cathedral.
Yep, pretty much.
Thanks
Thank you
a lot,
everyone
Nev.
for
We're
watching the
gonna-
first part. I hope I'll see all of you again
Yeah.
for the second part. Thanks to you two for commentating.
No.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, Nev.
Hope you-
I know more
hope you
about
guys
this than I
enjoyed the
did
game.
before.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in part 2.
Yeah.
Still more to see.
Part 2 is where
Uh,
the fancy stuff is going to happen.
We're going to head up to the desk very quickly whilst
Yep.
we just finish off the setup for Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim all Daedric quests %. Is that correct? People to my right? I think I got a yes. I think I got a yes. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yep.